tomaso. Mamu buneze kafya nazo. Abia mlake mwana kedinye nako. Iko nyem update abia metano.
Where did I see this money? Where did I see this money? Where did I see this money? This is me, I define this money. Where did I see this money? Where did I see this money? Where did I see this money? This is me, I define this money.
It's STG.
95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
What is happening in your community? Does your community feel government presence? Do you think your community's voice isn't heard by anyone that matters?
Join us on Area Talk, the platform that zones in on happenings in, out, and around your local communities. We focus on the problem and take eyewitness accounts to help us get a better picture on any issue. Every Tuesdays to Thursdays by 7 p.m. on Today's Connect, only on Today 95.1 FM.
I fit to reach you anywhere you day, brother man, you day.
95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.
Patrol, we stumbled and noticed some group of persons inside the bush at Romalo community, and when we accosted them, we discovered that they were performing some sort of ritual initiation and all that. So we decided to involve the police. When the police came, they were arrested and taken to anti-cultism unit in Romalo. There are about 18 of them, including a police officer deployed to special area police station, Rumokoro. And this we are doing is to complement the efforts and support the executive order of the governor in actualizing his dreams and aspirations to maintain peace and order in the state. We will continue to do our best as a group. We'll ensure that every avenue to fight crime and criminality, but we'll ensure that the governor's executive order must be obeyed.
Welcome and good evening to you. How are you doing? My name is Buchi Rafua. You're on to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. And the program is Area Talk, where we get to talk about everything happening in and around our community. Well, the operatives of anti-cultism unit of the River State Police Command are investigating 18 suspected hoodlums apprehended by the members of the Rumolu Security, Peace and Advisory Committee in Obiakwa local government area of River State. Now, our correspondent was able to gather that the 18 suspected hoodlums, including a native doctor and a man identified to be police officer, were apprehended by Rospark in a forest in Rumolu community around 2 a.m. where they were performing rituals. Just Rumolu here. The leader of Rospark in Rumolu, Henry Nyebuchi Amadi, confirmed the incident to our correspondent and said that the action was part of efforts to assist security agencies in ensuring full compliance of the curfew imposed by the River State government. You're welcome. So for those it's your first time of joining us, you're welcome. And it's good to have you on the program. On Area Talk, we give eyewitness reports. We all give eyewitness reports. Like, you're my co-host on the program. You're my reporter. You're my journalist. I'm I'm also here to share some reports with you as well, and also to take your calls so the rest of us can get your eyewitness reports. Now, like I would always tell you, absolutely nothing is insignificant. If you notice any movement, any strange movement around your community, please raise the alarm. If you notice a car driving and it feels like the door of the car is opening and closing. Even if you're not very sure, please raise an alarm, because somebody might be trying to step down from that car and they keep pulling the person back. Like, the times are really, really scary. So no matter how little it is, no matter how tiny a detail it is, please do all to share with us on the program. But do not forget that you cannot share false stories. You cannot share false reports. It has to happen for you to share. It has to be happening for you to share. And most importantly, please do not call in and talk down on anybody's character. Just address the particular situation you want to address. Share with us the eyewitness reports, the one you witnessed or the one you were reliably informed, and would have a wonderful program. Okay, I love you to take a listen to this, and then I will be right back. Just take a listen to this one first.
Okay, I came to Lagos on Monday because I was also looking for a job, and this is the best place I can actually get something doing easily, because I've been looking for what to do in Uyo. I didn't see anything. I had to come to Lagos. Then on Monday that I got to Lagos, I was able to find something to do. I got a job, which I told her that I've gotten a job somewhere and I'm supposed to resume on Monday, that's tomorrow. So on Thursday, she called me. I was in the house cooking. She called me that, Guy, there's this interview that they just called her for at Oron Road, that she doesn't want to go because the place is far and she does not have money on her. I told her, is it because the place is far or because she don't have money? She said it's because she does not have money. I sent her 2,000 naira that she should go, but before leaving, she should tell someone around her that this is where she's going to, since I'm not in Uyo. So she said in our chats that, okay, she was going to forward the number of the person that has called her to her sister so that she will not go and lose, jokingly. Nana said, okay. She called me that she was heading to the place after I've sent her the 2,000. So on her way going there, she called me again. I was still in the kitchen cooking, so my phone was close by. So I picked immediately. Said, Guy, this place is far. And I told her, Guy, if that place is that far, if you go back, that's how I sent it. So she now said she's already here, that she will find out by herself before, if the money they are going to pay her is not favorable, she will not be coming to this kind of a far place. The next minute, I saw a 1-second audio on my phone. So I quickly checked it was from her. So I played it. I didn't hear anything. So I was thinking maybe she wants to tell me something, or maybe she does not have enough data. So I called her immediately. I didn't allow it to be up to 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It was the moment I got the message, I called her. And I heard her screaming when she picked. I'm sure they were trying to struggle then. So they picked mistakenly. And I heard her screaming. So I tried calling back again. I've been calling her since then. She's not picking her call. And I tried calling her 2 times. She didn't pick. That was when I raised an alarm. I had to call a friend of mine in Uyo that knows someone that knows her sister, since I did not have any of her sister's number. And the person called the guy that he knows, then forward the sister's number to me. So I now called her. If Ini has told her where she's going to and the place she's going to look for a job. She said yes, that the same thing she said to me was what she said to her. That she only sent her the address, that's Ibiako on Oron Road by Airport Road, that she sent only the person's number. And I told her, explain everything that just happened, that I tried calling. She told me that she was going to this place and she does not have money and all that. I had to send her 2,000. She has gotten to the place and she told me this place is far. But I agreed that, okay, go back if the place is far. She said she's already there. She would want to know how the place is first before going back. And ever since then, I've not heard anything. The next thing was for me to see a 1-second audio on my phone. Then I called her back. I heard her screaming. So that was how I was able to get to the family. And she narrated that it was the same address she told me she was going to, that she went. So that's just it.
So did the sister tell you after?
And that was how it all started. And you heard the voice of a friend to the late Iniobong Umorem. It was gotten from an interview by TVC in particular. So after that, a 20-year-old man that is identified as Oduak Frank Aban, suspected to be a serial rapist, has been arrested for the kidnap and gruesome murder of Miss Iniobong Umerem. And all she did was to go out to look for a job, a decent job at least. And if you had listened to that interview by TVC with a friend, you'd hear a lot about the lady in question. For all those that feel that, all these girls that go around looking for a big job, looking for this, looking for that. She graduated with very decent grades, and she's an indoor person, not an outgoing person, and doesn't have lots of friends. It was gathered that the suspect, a native of Nung Ikot Obyo, in the Uren local government area, after killing his victim, that's Miss Ini, he had gone ahead and bury her in a shallow grave in his father's compound to cover his tracks. The victim had reportedly gone for a job interview, like you heard our friend narrate earlier, at an undisclosed location along the airport road in the outskirts of Uyo, the state capital, on Thursday, April 29, 2021. And without knowing, it was a scam. It was gathered that when the suspect lured Ms. Umorem to his house, an argument ensued. She reportedly put a call to her friend, who she heard screaming for help before the call was abruptly ended and her phone switched off. The friend to late Umorem, it was learned, had via Twitter raised the alarm over her disappearance, which went viral on social media. Now, according to reports, the late Umorem had earlier within the week tweeted via her handle about how some persons had suggested prospective employers to her. Now, Akban had reportedly confessed to his Uron local government council chairman, Mr. Iniobong Ekbeyong, that he actually committed the crime before he was handed over to the police. However, the police public relation officer, Mr. Odiko McDon, who in a statement confirmed the incident and that the subsequent arrest of the suspect, Frank Akban, to newsmen in Uyo, warned unemployed youths to be wary of activities of job scammers. McDonald disclosed that the body of the deceased has been exhumed and deposited at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital for autopsy. And the statement reads, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command has arrested one Udwak Frank Akban, 20 years old, for kidnapping, raping and murdering one Miss Iniobong Umoren on... he went on to say the command received the report on the disappearance of the victim. Following available leads, men of the anti-kidnapping squad of the command, led by CSP Inyengie Igosi, consolidated on the initial great progress made by the divisional police officer Uran SP Samuel Ezeugo and arrested the perpetrator, who confessed to having lured his victim to his house in the guise of giving her a job, but ended up sexually and physically assaulting her, which led to her death. To cover his track, he dragged and buried her in the shallow grave in his father's compound. The deceased has been exhumed and deposited at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital for autopsy. The suspect confessed to have told his local government chairman of his atrocity before escaping to Calabar and was never at any time handed over to the police by anyone. The suspect is a confessed serial rapist who has owned up to the raping of other victims. He will be charged to court at the conclusion of the investigation. The Commissioner of Police, Andrew Emehieme, has called on youth and job seekers to be wary and of the activities of scammers and other men of the underworld, while appreciating the efforts of the social media family and other fighters of injustice. He has condoled with the family and friends of the deceased. First off, it's a very sad one. But I just want to point out the fact that the positive thing social media did in this particular case, WhatsApp message, Twitter in particular, were really, really useful and helpful in unraveling everything that happened to Miss Iniobong. But like I said, the body was exhumed. The body of Miss Iniobong was exhumed by the Akwa Ibom State Police. Meanwhile, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development is Sunday Dari. He described the killing of the job seeker in Akwa Ibom State as really saddening, and added that it was time that the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari established a youth-based national unemployment register. Now, I'm just sharing this particular one with you because so many persons have been talking about rape case, and the rest of it, and the murder, which is very vital. But another contributing factor to what happened to this lady is unemployment. And you know where Nigeria stands currently. About 23 million people are actively not engaged. They're jobless in Nigeria because the rate jumped to 33.3%. Although Akwa Ibom is not is not one of those states, at least the first 3 states or the first 5 states with the highest unemployment rate in Nigeria. But of course, it's in Nigeria. Earlier, the report of a protest has been going on, and shortly I will be speaking with Wealth Wilson to give us more updates on the protest that was carried out by some persons in Akwa Ibom State regards this particular issue. Wealth is joining us already. Good evening to you, Wealth. It's good to have you on Area Talk.
Good evening.
Good evening, Wealth. So, Wealth Wisdom is at Akwa Ibom currently, and I understand you witnessed the protest that went on today.
You had a session in honor of late Umoren, Iniobong Umoren.
All right, we're having the network isn't that clear. I don't know if you could just help us a bit on that one, but go ahead. Let's see if it works out well.
Okay, so I mentioned that the students at the University of Uyo had come together for a procession to the late Iniobong Umoren.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, the school was a bit skeptical because, of course, students being all hyper and angry about the situation of things.
Mm-hmm.
But much later, they had allowed the students to carry out the procession in honor of the young lady. And according to sources from the department, she was a student of the University of Uyo Philosophy Department. According to them, she was quite promising because she had a CGPA of quite over 4.26, yes, and supposedly was going to graduate with the first class. And pretty much that got students angry about the loss of not just a friend, but a promising young student in the Nigerian university. The school and indeed students were advised to ensure that a good number of them take precaution as to the people they go to meet, visit, and even hook up with for whatever reasons, be it searching for a job or just hanging out. Quite peaceful. By the end of the day, the students had come together, prayed, and of course, paid condolence visits to the family of the deceased.
All right, well, thank you very much for sharing that one with us. I hope you stay safe as well. All right, so that was Wealth Wilson, my colleague currently at Akwa Ibom, and has shared the eyewitness report about the protest that students carried out at the University of Uyo today in honor of late Miss Ini. Meanwhile, the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Udom Emmanuel, has given an assurance that everyone indicted or linked to the murder of the 26-year-old job seeker, that's Iniobong Umoren, will be punished according to the law. Now, in recently, with after this particular case surfaced and took the media, stumped the media basically, lots of persons have come out to report a missing person, and unfortunately, there's been lots and lots of it. Now, some are not confirmed, but if you go on social media, there are lots of missing persons picture on there, and I don't know if you are worried or if it worries you, but it worries me a lot. Now, we will be speaking with a security consultant in person of Stanley Onsofo. to share with us some tips we could use to stay safe in a time like this, where basically everywhere you turn, especially on social media, someone is reporting somebody missing, or someone killed someone, or someone has been kidnapped, or you mistakenly entered one chance, and the rest of it. And just to add to this, something has been circulating on WhatsApp. I have gotten over 10 of this message. Over 12, over 10, yeah, of this message. And majority of the persons that send this particular message to me, they are outside River State, some within River State and others outside River State. Now, the message alleges that, I read, and I quote, "If you were in Port Harcourt, this is for you. There has been an increase in one-chance robbers lately around Port Harcourt, mostly on Saturday and Sunday afternoon, evening. Their reported routes are, they said Air Force to Eliozu, Stadium Road to Air Force, Rumukuta to Mawon to UTC to Town, NTA Road, Rumokoro to Rumukuta, Rumokoro to Choba." And according to that message, it says their trick is, if you enter a taxi and a person drops down for you to go in, don't enter. If it's just two persons at the back seat rather, and they insist you enter the front seat, don't enter. If you join the front passenger and he or she complains that the seat is too tight and insists that you go to the back seat, don't enter. Please be guided. That's what the message reads. All right, let's get back to Mr. Stanley Unsofo, a security consultant. Good evening to you, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good evening.
It's good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure.
All right. So I'm sure you're aware of the increase in number of missing persons in Nigeria, not just within the South, but in Nigeria as a whole. At a time like this, what would you, as a security consultant, advise the people? What are those security tips they should be aware of to stay safe and look out for themselves and their loved ones?
Well, I think the most important thing is self-awareness and self-consciousness. Now, we need to, at this point in time, lie low. Very, very low. When I mean lie low, I've told a lot of persons that, but sometimes they think it is impossible. First, a lot of this crime as a result of, would I say, disgruntled people, poverty-stricken, and all. So some persons think that, these other persons they're living in affluence and we are dying in poverty. So they want to, that NSAS was a kind of a pointer to what I'm trying to say, where the politicians and the well-to-do were targeted. So it is very important that at this time, those flashy cars, those flashy lifestyles, we need to lie low on them.
Okay.
If you're those persons that have those very big cars and without a proper security, it is important that you keep them, pack them and use a car cover to cover them now. Because sometimes, oftentimes people say, no, kidnappers, they know who they go for. These days we've had cases of where they just saw a car. This guy is flashy. This person must have money. They follow and they kidnap that person. So please put off those cars for now.
All right.
For ladies who are always, psychedelic and cosmetics driven, your jewelries, gold and, high phone, please keep them for now. I would not say you won't put them, but for now that the atmosphere is tensed. You need to keep those things, fold those things and keep somewhere as safe as possible. When we get back to a normal society, you can begin to wear them.
When we get back to a normal society, I wonder when that will be. But you pointed, I would want to imagine all you have said would be pointed towards targeted kidnap. How about cases of one chance and entering taxis and the rest of it? Or just walking along the streets or going to your farm and then you get kidnapped in the process. How do we secure ourselves?
Now first, even that one chance syndicates, most times they even look out for who they pick. If they see you in the bus stop and you're looking tattered, they will not pick you. If they see you in the...
Your account is too low for the...
Okay, now it is part of our lives right now, unfortunately. So we'll try hooking back to Stanley on Sofort. He's a security consultant, and hopefully when we get back to him, I hope the network would allow us to do that, and we'll wrap up our conversation. Okay, while we wait to connect with him and get this thing recharged, I'd love to put up the phone line so we hear from you. It's 0817-0000951 or 0810-9510951. You can send a text message or a WhatsApp message to the number 0701-933-9962. Connected back to Mr. Stanley Nsofo. Thanks for joining us again. Apologies for that.
Okay.
All right, go
so
ahead.
Now I was saying that avoid entering vehicles on the road.
Along?
Now, yes, along. It is better you go to a park or you have a taxi. Have a taxi that you know that this person comes here to pick me and I know where I'm going.
Isn't that also dangerous? Because that might...
No, it is not dangerous. You may have been having that person, you have his number, you call him, he comes to the house to pick you and drop you somewhere.
So for now, that might be safer?
Yes, it's safer. Then beyond that, even if you enter, it could look dramatic, but it saves.
Okay.
If you get a taxi, please snap the vehicle number. Snap the driver. Even if you're not sending it to anybody, just let the driver act, play some kind of drama.
So they know that you're being security conscious and they get scared.
I've sent your number. Okay, you just make a call. No, auntie. Okay, this number I sent to you and the picture is a driver that is taking me to Rumokuta. I just feel to be safe. So if in case of anything, just use his number and his picture.
Now that's for people that can afford getting a driver that would always come pick them up. How about for some of us that take along?
No. I'm even talking about when you get into a vehicle that is not even somebody who is coming to pick you.
Like the alone kind of vehicle with other passengers inside.
Now, if you have that, if you see the setting, most times you see that's why they call it one chance. You see that there is always one space for you to enter. You can avoid it. Now, initially it used to be all males. So we advise people to, when you see just all men, be skeptical. You can avoid it. Now they added women. So sometimes you even know you think it's a normal thing. But like I'm saying, when you enter such vehicle, and you see those persons, because sometimes one common thing among them is that you see that they are discussing. They are talking.
Okay.
So immediately you get those discussions. You see them talking about business, this one came from Italy, this one has one-way house and all, just drop. And there are some situations where we have heard that somehow they hypnotized the person. Maybe once you get into that vehicle, you may not know what you are doing or what happens at that moment.
All right, Mr. Stanley, I'll need to put you on hold right now. We have to go on a short break, but as soon as we get back, we'll continue with our conversation.
It's okay.
All right, thank you very much. Just stay with us. You're still on to Area Talk on Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. We'll be right back.
Today's news in 60.
The National Youth Service has officially started administering COVID-19 vaccines to corps members across the country. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, confirmed that administration of AstraZeneca vaccine is currently ongoing at the NYSC Secretariats nationwide. A team of University of British Columbia researchers says that the composition of a baby's first poop, a thick dark green substance known as meconium is associated with whether or not a child will develop allergies within the first year of life, with the observation that children with allergies are the highest risk of also developing asthma. The World Health Organization has pleaded with the G7 to dig deep and fund the global COVID-19 recovery. And on the foreign scene, India's cumulative coronavirus case count has neared 20 million as hospitals continue to send distress messages.
Today's news in 60.
It don't happen to witness 7 wonders in Kingdom of Jordan. Na your number 1 ticketing company. You fit fly, bring them to owner. Shebi you know say Jordan na another beautiful country where they for Middle East with rich historical sites and plenty delicious food. Where we say if you taste them, you no go one left the country again. This ogbonge trip to Jordan na the Afro Juju creator SSP Sashino Peters go lead them. Now from Sunday, May 30, go reach Monday, June 7, 2021. All of us go Baladu for Jordan. No be for Malto. If you know there, you know there anywhere. Now make me the tell on her. Say make you forward to match now. Go to you Fit Fly office
at number 49, Semakul Building, Iwofe Road, opposite First Bank, off Ada George by Pepperoni, Paracourt. Telephone 090-703-73696.
You Fit Fly 2021 to Kingdom of Jordan. I must today there.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
Alright, welcome back. You're still on to Area Talk on your premium talk news sport radio station today, 95.1 FM. Before we went on that short break, we're talking about insecurity and so many cases of missing persons within the country. And we're speaking with Mr. Stanley Zofo, a security consultant. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Stanley.
Thank you. Always my pleasure.
All right, so we can quickly wrap up. In the case of the late Miss Ini, who went to seek for a job, very promising, like Worth pointed out, and she actually took some security measures. She sent the phone number and the address to both her friend and her sister. At least she sends the phone number to her sister and the address, sends the address to her friend. Now, after all of that, she still fell victim, and worst of all, she died in the process. What could she have done differently that could have saved her? Is there anything regarding security she could have done that could have averted her death?
Well, for me, the only thing that she didn't do was to go with someone. She may have gone with maybe one or two other friends. Maybe it would have averted that. But at least she made some effort. She was conscious, going to where she's not sure and on familiar terrain, sending the numbers. If she had not done that, perhaps maybe the culprit wouldn't have been arrested at this time.
True.
So she took that measure, and it has saved, at least, even if she's gone, may her soul rest in peace. But the culprit has been arrested. But if she had added maybe at an extra measure, going with maybe 2 other persons to say, please, I'm going somewhere I'm not too sure, escort me, maybe.
You have one.
So, but I think.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Let's see how much we can make use of the phone lines. And when you call in 2 minutes, please, anything beyond 2 minutes, I'll have to let you go. Thank you. Good evening to you. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Thanks for joining. Go ahead. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Chief Solomon, calling from Obogoro.
Welcome, Solo.
Thank you. You see what this man is saying? We will minimize, we will decrease our dressing, fashion. All those things are not the possibility of security.
Okay.
You see? So somebody must dress well, must fit well, must ride a flashy car. Let government to do something to secure us. Like this boy that kid is there now.
Yes.
That was supposed to be killed immediately.
No, nothing. We're not encouraging jungle justice here. No matter how heinous the crime is, let the law take its course. Justice will definitely prevail. So we are in no way going to encourage jungle justice for any reason. 95.1 FM. I lost your call there. Sorry about that. Do also call in, and most importantly, we would also love to get your eyewitness reports about things happening around your area. And if there's this somebody that you are suspecting and you feel other community persons are suspecting but cannot say anything, please call on Area Talk and raise the alarm so everyone around will be careful. 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Gibbs calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome, Gibbs. Go ahead, please.
Before I talk about the incident of the job-seeking girl that was killed, I want to talk about something in Rivers State. The emergency medical service workers in Rivers State have not been paid 2 months now. An excellent lady is after the work of people. How do you think these people are surviving for 15 months since last year? And under this pandemic and everything is very bad. Then secondly, those people that shout excellency, but their family and relatives have stopped at Oil Mill. And Oil Mill has been closed for almost 1 year now. And tomorrow they will come out and shout excellency. But their family members are busy dying of hunger in the house because of stuff that was closed. Shame on them. And then concerning the incident of this very girl, if a man decides to treat people in a barbaric way, the result of it is that person should also be treated in a barbaric way.
All right. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM. Good evening. I believe the justice will prevail. 95.1 FM.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is Abu.
Welcome, Abu. Go ahead.
When I read about that girl, I bled, like my heart bled, like if I knew her. Like someone who's going to look for a job, and what was going on in the boy's head? The whole thing is just, I don't understand. You just kill someone just like that. If they ask him what is the reason he killed that girl, I look at the girl, like I knew that before. The whole thing is just hurting my heart. I don't know what is wrong with us. I don't know. Look at this one now. This one, you killed how many people? You killed 5 of them. That is blood. I don't know what we have become. I don't know what we have become. I don't know. Like, the people committing all these crimes, do they think they will live forever? Eh? What could make someone's heart to be so hard that to kill another person will be like a joke to the person? I don't understand. I think we need education. No, they need to educate us, because I don't know where the link is, the missing link is coming from. People, to kill someone is not a problem. Eh? To take a soul is not even an issue. Eh? I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess for most of your questions, I also don't know. I don't know. I don't know either. We all don't know, actually. 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Good evening, Buchi.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yes. Buchi, my name is George. George.
Welcome,
I'm from
George.
my community in Odegan clan.
Go ahead.
First of all, my condolences to the job seeker, and according to the security expert that is there, I think we should lay our blame to the state, to the federal government, to the local government, to the leaders of this country. That why is it that the most thing that is happening is being targeted on the students, on the youth? It's really shameful and very, very disgraceful to be hearing that people who are enshrined by Constitution to protect life and property, they took an oath. The local government chairman took an oath. The governor took an oath. The president took an oath. The security agency, the last time I checked, they are taking them with our taxpayers' money. Why is it that we are now experiencing high rate of insecurity? I think the government has to do the needful. Let them be needful. The youth are there lavishing in the streets. No employment, no human capacity development for the youth to be engaged. Look at the world reports we are having everywhere. And they are not doing the needful for them to make sure that everything that the youth will not suffer. Because the last time I checked, was also that build the youth, build the nation. A situation where you're not building a formidable youth that is going to be equipped with their knowledge and also work towards their aspiration and their dreams. which society are we going to build? I think the blame lies to the government. The blame lies to our mothers and our fathers in the street. When you see your children with flashy car, when they are not doing well, you keep on laying costs on them. When you see the other people's children, you keep on complaining children, you keep on comparing your own children to another person's children. I think it is the right time for us to think about the future of Nigeria. Because what is happening in the east and in the north, in everywhere, for me, is not really a welcome development. I think the government of the day should do the needful.
All right. Thank you very much, George. Good evening to you. Welcome.
God bless you.
Good evening.
Mr. Ike from Rupoko.
Welcome, Mike. Good to have you on the program.
Yeah. But you see, what is going on in this our country is bigger than this administration.
Oh, really?
Yes. In the sense that this is still a very lucrative business.
What?
This kidnapping of a teen.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can imagine how much federal government pay to the bandits that kidnap these people. And all along, this administration has been
that's the allegation going round, but we have not seen any official report that says the government did pay these bandits. None whatsoever.
Buchi, you make me laugh. So all this what they are releasing, what condition are they using to release them?
That's why we have police and they work with intelligence and whatever condition, but we haven't heard of paying bandits.
Buchi, note that the possibility for police to go where kidnappers kidnap somebody and keep the person, go there and rescue the person, is not easy.
Okay.
Because one, there will be a shootout, and definitely those that you're trying to rescue may likely die on the process. So I believe that all along it has been negotiation. There's no two way to that.
Your belief doesn't make it accurate and factual, but go ahead.
On this very girl that you just talked about, I think that girl did well. She done all the things that she's supposed to do. So I don't think there is any other measure she can take. She tried. We have so rest in peace.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. You know, the problem with this kidnapping these days, like I would always tell you, it's just very tiny things and almost insignificant things that sort of come back to hit us really hard. Initially, it was kidnapping white men. And, well, most of us were not even concerned about it because are we white? No. And then they all left and not literally left, but it spread and got to the big men. Big men all over the place trying to secure themselves and the rest of it. And now even people that are going to the farm are being kidnapped. If you kidnap me now, how much do you think will come out? Nothing. Zero. Shingbai. Nothing. Like everybody are going through the same struggle. Everybody are struggling the struggle. We are hustling the hustle together. I don't know how exactly. Like the other caller called in to question how, why, what is going through their mind, what's happening, how do you think, what's your ideology, what's your reasoning level? Because even those that wear flashy things online and post on social media and the rest of it, most of these people have nothing. Absolutely nothing. 95.1 FM.
Buchi.
Hi, good morning, good evening, sorry.
That when someone gets involved, that nothing will come out. Something will come out too.
Please have a nice day, Joe.
Because
nothing is coming out.
We are your fans.
What's your name, first of all? Let me even know this person. What's your name?
But you don't worry.
No, I have to know your name. Not, I'll let you go.
Mr. Ike.
Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, nothing is actually going to come out because nothing.
Something will come out too.
Mr. Ike, oh, please don't make me laugh because it's not a time to laugh. 95.1 FM. Good evening. Good evening to you. Welcome.
I hope to see you. Calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome, Chima. Good to hear from you today.
Thank you very much. Buchi, let me talk about the traffic situation in Port Harcourt. Honestly, it's unbearable. You know,
where exactly are you?
everywhere in Port Harcourt. Right now, I am at Rumukuta. I had to maneuver from town, I'm coming from town. I had to maneuver through the garrison. Is so much, honestly. And please, Jolo Vega, you're supposed to fasten your work. Let us have our road back, honestly. It's really telling on us. Much, very much.
All right.
Then on the reaction on the lady, I think my heart goes to the family. This family. Like I said, there was a particular article I wrote about John Hobbs and the situations of Nigeria. It's no doubt that we are in a state of nature. And when a nation is in a state of nature and it becomes the survival of the fittest, so that lady who is trying to fit in, trying to survive, having gone through the university, they have to die that way. It's unfortunate. And I employ the police, the law enforcement agents. Please let them carry thorough investigation and ensure a subsequent prosecution of this boy who heartlessly had to murder, according to what I heard, that very girl. She's a first-class student.
Yeah.
And it is a very great loss to the family. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Shima. Meanwhile, earlier I told you about the message I received from lots of persons outside and within River State that alleges that has been increased the rate of one chance within Port Harcourt. And they pointed out certain places. According to that message, it alleged that places like Air Force to Eliozu, Stadium Road to Air Force, Rumukuta to My One to UTC to Town, NTA Road, Rumukuta, Rumukuru to Choba, Rumukuru to Rumukuta, Rumukuru to Choba. Now, I would love to hear from people within this area, within this community. I'd love that you tell me the security situation around. If you have heard of anything like one chance in this areas, or if you've experienced anything like that, moving from one place to the other, whether within this communities I made mention of or not. I would just love to hear from you so we know exactly what's going on. 95.1 FM, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Buti.
Good evening to you.
My name is Olu Loki, and I'm calling you from Baineti.
Welcome, Lucky. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Buti. It is that a welcome one to Nigeria. The loss of this young girl. I mean the way the girl was murdered. I don't understand. A first class and all that. I don't understand why this girl has to go through this horrible death. And the governor has already assured the security agency will and do something so that we can have this type of thing in Nigeria. I mean, our sister and our young lady shouldn't go through teenager.
Nobody should.
Now, yes. Meanwhile, we are still begging and calling on government of Nigeria, River State, local government Eche to come to our aid. The people of Eche, we are suffering of road, Buchi road. For 6 years now, the road is bad. The authorities should come to the aid of Eche. The governor of River State, come and use your eye and see what the people of Eche are crying. The road of Iguita, Chokocho, Olakwo, Akokabe, Okehi, Ubodo is bad, including Mba and Afra, where I hail from. People are managing that road, but it's bad now. And Buchi is already raining. No hospital. We are not even talking about the hospital. What is happening? But Your Excellency, the governor of River State, please come to the help. We are calling for help. We voted when others are voting. Our vote was also cast when other local government were counting. But leaving us in silent, quiet, and nothing. No any government official has gone to Eche and see what we are saying. And the people of Eche are crying. But you know lie though. No lie. It's not as if the Eche committed worse offense. Nobody can forgive them.
All right.
Give them this.
All right.
It's not good, though. The people of the chair who one day must test our fate, though.
All right. 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, my sister.
Good evening to you.
My name is Professor Ekita. I'm calling for United States of Alon.
Good to hear from you today.
My sister, I won't use my mouth if I kneel down to beg the judiciary to make sure that they come back to work. Because many innocents are suffering inside there. Let me tell you this, my sister. There's one of my brother's vehicle now that this task force that they hold. Because the man from that Rumokoro roundabout reach this police station to carry passenger. This task force they hold this man. After some time they carry him and go Rumokoro police station. From there they charge the case to the court. Since that day now they are telling us that the court has not sitting. Which this thing now I know how many families that this vehicle has been taking care of. So I want to use the opportunity to beg our River State government. So please, and everybody that is there in charge of these people are suffering, that court should resume so that all these people that they are suffering, they will come back to normal. Because this is what I'm telling you now. When I reach the house today, I cry. Because if I see what this man gives their children to eat, I nearly cry. What day my hand, I just give them, say they should carry this one, hold themselves small. But this one cannot solve their problems. So I'm using it to bank lawyers, justice, and the Attorney General of River State. So please, to let these people come back to work so that innocent will not suffer in the position of a criminal. That is my point this night. I rest my case, sir.
All right, Professor Kitty, thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM, good evening.
Yeah, Buchi. My name is Chief Abraham.
Welcome.
Thank you. You are talking about Pakistan, and that's where the girl they killed, what she would have done different with her life. The thing she did not do that she's supposed to have done, and let it be a caution to everybody, especially younger people. If you have sent the address of where you are going, if you have given the number of that place, when you get to that point, seeing the people who are looking after you or those who want to go and visit, please make a call, even if it's a fictitious call. That is my money, Chinedu or Chinasa or Dukobo. The place I am going, I've reached, I am before with that man now. We are talking. That will put the criminal off and know that somebody might be threatening him.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying, but then in her case, it's like in front of her employer, it would look like it would look disrespectful that he's trying to have a conversation with you and you're like, "Mommy, Daddy, I've arrived," or you expect that as soon as you get there, even before you even go. But what you said is really valid and should be put to use by most of us. Well, I'm just looking at her own particular case right now.
No. There's nothing you can do that is too much to.
Well, yeah, she could have just said, "Please excuse me for a minute," and then make the pretentious call or actually call someone. It's true, though.
That is it. That is just what you could have done. But excuse me, sir, my dad is calling me. Let me tell her that I'm here. Simple. A friend is calling me. A brother is calling me. That is one point. Then this other one chance, Buchi, the police want to get all those people this night to out of them. And there is no, if you see any loading point, whether on the road or like that Air Force base you talk about now, they have a chairman. Are you listening to me? And all those people loading that place, no those people that are doing this, they cannot tell you, because they will say that if they tell you, they will come and threaten them and kill them. If they report it to police will also tell the people, say, "Oh, look, this is who reported it to me."
No.
So,
I agree with you. We've seen situations like that, but it's not how it should be or it is. Although there are some cases where we see things like this happen, but still do. Like, what else do you have to do? Just do the right thing. And to even step out, to open your door and come out safe, to even see daylight is a problem these days. 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Buchi.
Hi.
Mr. Chooks.
Welcome, Chooks.
I disagree with what this last speaker had just said.
Oh, really?
Yes, because when you get to that point and you're making a call, let's consider the distance that this lady has gone. So if you want to trace him, how do you trace him?
No, it's not necessarily. It's just to put him off. At least let him know that someone knows where you are.
Buchi, these people are intelligent people. Very, very intelligent. They are even intelligent more than you.
So what would you suggest we do? We just allow ourselves go like that?
But let us just pray that we don't get involved. That's just all.
I agree as well. But while you are praying, what the Bible say? Faith without work is what? Did you answer? Faith without work is useless, actually. 95.1 FM. Good evening to you. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Hello? Okay.
Good evening, Buchi.
Good evening. Welcome.
That's Congo.
Congo, good to hear from you tonight.
A nation living in the election from a key ethnic nationality.
All right. You have 30 seconds, please.
It's okay. Please, this is an addendum to what Oloki has just said pertaining to Echie Road. You know, it has been my own matter. That's the way I see it. This nobody talks except Congo alone and Oloki. This road is a matter. To me, I'm lucky because we pass through it. Even though they also pass through it, it is not a problem to them. But I would like, I don't know whether it's a camouflage that some people came to my Nakukadi, asking for opinion leaders, chiefs, women leaders, and even CDC chairman, that it won't affect the construction of the road. To realization they said. Asking us to give them their numbers and whatever, that they will call us to okay the headquarters briefing. Up till now, we have not heard from them, and nothing has just happened. And the rain has just come. What do we do? Which, like I said yesterday, that if you should be in this place and find out what I'm telling you, you will even come to the headquarters and say, HA headquarters and say, sorry to HA people.
All right. Well, I really would love to say congratulations and celebrate with you. But we would all keep talking about the Che Road until it's been done, so I can actually give the celebration. From a Twitter handle, this person says, these days when we are going out for walk in the morning, I'll drive my wife since her workplace is 2 kilometers away from mine. I'll drop and allow her drive down to her office and back home while I'll join some colleague or pay transportation back home. Unlike before, reverse was the case. You can actually share your thoughts on our Twitter handle. It's at Today FM 95.1. Canada, leave me alone. I'm not supposed to be laughing. And just to reply the question that says, how are you keeping your loved ones safe this period? Share with us how you're keeping your loved ones safe and how you're staying safe. I am at Botch _. That's at BWCH _1. Or you can share with me or share. Can you just let me be? These people are scaring me already. Canada, can you relax? Thank you. All right, Canada and Gloria are literally pulling me out of the studio. Thank you so much for being a part of Area Talk. Please stay safe because Buchi loves you so much. Stay safe for each and every one of us. Join us tomorrow.
Say unraveling.
Unraveling.
Oh, no. Give it some energy.
Unraveling.
Oh my gosh. So make it kind of sexy.
Unraveling.
Is that what your sexy sounds like? Okay, give me a hungry unraveling.
Unraveling!
Okay, you're unraveling it sounds so weird.
The Unraveling.
This is Unraveling,
A program which is specially fashioned.
We get to unravel the world, highlighting their lifestyle, challenges, background, experiences, and opportunities, and how their environment and daily happenings in society affects them positively and negatively. Join us every week, Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. as we unravel together.
The Unraveling, only on Today 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Computer show. You're here by yourself. Why don't you, after you go do this business, come join us for this conference dinner tonight? It'll be just Microsoft people, and there'll be 30 of us, 3 dozen. I said, great. I came across town. I came in late. There were 2 open seats, and I took the second to last open seat. And about 15 minutes later, Bill came in and sat in the last open seat. And so that's when we first met. I could sense that he was a bit interested, and but it took him quite a few months before he finally asked me out.
Yeah, and he said you played hard to get.
A little.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot going on back then.
I'm sure. So it's a Saturday because everybody worked on a Saturday at Microsoft. You're in the parking lot, and what does he say to you?
A couple months later, so it turned out his mom knew somebody who was on the board at Microsoft. It was on the board, at Duke. And so I guess he'd been asking for kind of some information about me. He knew I had worked at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I had gone to Duke and then came to work at Microsoft. So anyway, we were working on a Saturday. I worked in a different building, but I guess we'd parked somewhere near each other. And I was coming out of the building, and so was he out of his building, and he struck up a conversation, and we started talking. And then this was on a Saturday, and he said, he finally kind of got around, and he said, well, would you go out with me, 2 weeks from Friday night? And I'm like, 2 weeks from Friday night? Who knows their calendar that far out? I said that wasn't really that spontaneous enough for me. Maybe call me closer to the date. That would be interesting, but call me a couple days ahead. And so I gave him my phone number, and he called me 2 hours later at home. He said, well, I have 2 things I have to go to tonight, a user group dinner and something else, but then could you go out with me for a drink? And I said, well, I guess that's a little more spontaneous, so I ended up going out with him.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Is history. Even before you got married, you all determined that you were going to contribute a great deal of your wealth to others. How did that conversation come about, and why did you all decide to do that?
Well, we both had been from families who really believed in volunteerism, believed in community service and giving back. And that was embedded deeply in both of our family structures, if you go back. And so we'd been dating for about 5.5 years, and during the time we were engaged, we took our first trip to Africa. Neither of us had ever been to the continent of Africa. We went, a little bit younger then. We went to see the animals and the savannah. We went on a safari. We took other couples with us. It was beautiful. We fell in love with everything we saw. But it's really not at all trite to say that we really fell in love with the people. And it started us on this series of questions of sort of saying to ourselves, what is going on here? Why is it we can be in a Land Rover or a Jeep and but there aren't many great roads, and how is it that we see all these people walking along the road to an open air market, men in flip-flops, women often with bare feet and a child in their belly and one on their back and something on their head. What has gone on here that things haven't started? And at the end of this trip, we went off to an island that we were planning to go just for a few days before we came home off the coast of Africa. And we were already engaged to be married, and we had a series of a marriage questionnaire we had done to prepare for getting married. And we had a few things we wanted to go over where we wanted to make sure our values were the same, et cetera. And we started to talk on that trip that the vast majority of the resources from Microsoft would go back for society. And that was it was a given. And it was an easy discussion. It's what we both believed and we fundamentally wanted to do. And we just thought it would be later in our lives when we got to do it.
You guys can go and see it live.
All right, you just listened to Melinda Gates there. I know she was discussing how they, started the love journey, how they started their love journey. I'm talking about Bill and Melinda Gates. Of course, we've got Gloria Kati in the studio. Good evening to you, Gloria.
Yeah, good evening.
Why are you sounding like that?
How am I sounding?
You sounding like the world is on your shoulder.
Really?
Yeah, that's how you're sounding. You sounding like the world is on your shoulder. Is the world on your shoulder?
Technically, yes.
All right. Tell us about today.
No. I'm not
Today's
doing that
transformation. We might just transform you.
Please, I need that.
That's what we do on the show. We might just transform
I
you.
need that transformation seriously because I'm super tired right now. But I'm great. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm getting to understand why you're acting like the world is on your shoulder because you're super tired.
Yeah, super tired. And just recovered from a very brief and pressing. Oh my God.
Should I tell them?
No, please, you can't do that.
Oh. Why do you think I can't do that?
Carl, you can't do that.
All right.
That would be so mean.
All right.
Did you miss me yesterday?
No, I didn't.
How did you know that's what I was going to ask? Pride. See, I don't like this thing like that.
You're
that has too much pride for my liking.
You already asked me and I told you I don't. I don't want to have a situation like Melinda and Bill Gates. No, I didn't miss you.
You're already having it in your life. You just have so much pride. Imagine you asking, I'll ask Kalada, where are you? And he'll give me a very, very absurd answer.
What was the answer?
Every time I ask you, where are you? You never give me a straight answer. And then you are saying heaven. Pride.
I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.
Where?
Heaven on earth. I'm in heaven.
Oh,
anyways, welcome to the Unraveling, the Tuesday's edition of it. Today is the 4th day of May 2021. I am Gloria Kati and she's Kalada. And together we will be unraveling a transformational Tuesday. You just had, like I said, an interview played here in the studio, granted by Melinda Gates. She was telling us how she met with Bill Gates. And you also must have heard the news that has been trending for most part of last night up until the whole of today. And it's the 27 years marriage of the Gates being broken into two. Bill Gates is 65, Melinda is 56. And I can dare say they are at the sunset of their lives. You know, they are approaching the end of their lives. You know, they're not young as, you know, they're not 20s, they're not 30s, they're not 40s. I mean, they're in the 60s, you know, approaching 70s and all. And, you know, they are divorcing. I would like to read, you know, Bill Gates' statement on Twitter. You know, he posted it last night. He said, after a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage. Over the last 27 years, we have raised 3 incredible children and built a foundation that works all over the world to enable all people to lead healthy, productive lives. We continue to share a belief in the mission and will continue our work together at the foundation, but we no longer believe we can grow together. I need you to underline that word, you know, that part right there.
That was actually the part I was just
We no longer believe we can grow together as a couple in the next phase of our lives. We ask for space and privacy for our family as we begin to navigate this new life. And it was said to be from Melinda Gates and Bill Gates. Now, a lot of people have gone on Twitter to try to find out or to state what the reason for the split was. But we are not concerned about all of that. We are more concerned about some other deep things. By the way, it is also reported that Elon Musk, sometime was it last month or the month before, but recently also split from his wife. And we are wondering what's wrong with the richest guys these days. I mean, you know, Bill Gates is the 4th richest man, while Elon Musk is the 2nd richest man. I stand to be corrected, but somewhere, I mean, it's amongst somewhere the top 4. Yeah, so amongst the top 4. And then I'm wondering, you know how we would say, hey, money, well, love is sweet, but when money enter, love is sweeter. But these guys have money and they can't grow together all of a sudden.
Like after 27 years of marriage, are they just realizing that they can't grow together?
No, they have reached the stage where they can no longer. They have grown finish. That's what they are saying.
They have grown finish.
The grow don't finish.
At this point now, they can no longer grow together. At the sunset of their.
That's what I said. You see.
Okay. Well, I don't know. See, sometimes when I think about marriage, I'm like, God, let us kukuma just stay single and be living like that. But
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for myself.
You say, let us. Speak for yourself.
I mean us. That's us. I mean me rather.
All right, thank you very much. But now let's be serious. In the days of old, I still remember the vow, for better or for worse, till death do us part. I will love you, or rather, in sickness and in health. And I will love you forever, and all of that, all of those sweet words. All of those things have changed. Because, in the days of old, even when they were beating our mothers, or when the rare occasions our mothers were beating our fathers, we still saw the marriage.
For better, for worse.
Yes, till death did them part.
Yeah, death really did.
Till death did them part. But, marriages, we knew, we grew up in homes. We knew there were certain times when the parents did not really love themselves. They were just what they call flatmates. But they found a way to relate. They found a way to
live together.
Live together peacefully, by the way. It's not in every occasion.
Not peacefully.
It's not in every occasion where there was war. They live peacefully.
Sometimes.
There was the African tradition of the man shouting on the top of his voice. And there was the African tradition of the woman replying at the top of her voice.
Always reply.
But hey, it was peaceful because they did not throw punches in certain occasions or in certain families or in certain settings. That's why I said some.
Okay.
In setting. I said in setting.
Okay.
But the point is, the relationships lasted. And then when they got to the age or the period of 27 years in marriage, 30 years in marriage, 35 years in marriage, it looked as if the relationship began to re-sweeten. Like old wine that have, stayed for, 50 years. I'm not a wine person. Now here, it's usually sweeter than fresh wine that is just cut, from wherever they get it from. So, in certain cases, when the children are all grown, and there is old age, maturity sets in. You know that you are the twilight period. You might be called to glory anytime soon. They begin to become friends, and all the things that they would agitate about, it's no longer an issue. That's the time of olden days, or the era of the old. But these days, things like toothpaste, things like I can sleep with light. Me, I cannot sleep with light. Causes divorce. And more shocking is we're beginning to see before we would say marriages don't even last up to 2 years or 3 years. But now we've seen marriages get to 10 years, 15 years and still split. We've seen the gates now.
We've seen 27
years.
And it's still split.
I think I've seen more than 27. What's this woman's name? What's the name now? The Tomb Raider lady and her husband. I think they were for a very long time. I can't remember. I can't even remember how long they were together. But he also was a shocker to a lot of people because they had stayed for a while. And then I'm wondering, is it because we are in a digital era where a lot of things are first done online before they are done in the physical world? Because if you go and see what a lot of digital people talk about marriage, you would wonder if marriages still do exist.
What has that got to do with what really happens?
No, I'm going somewhere. I'm driving somewhere.
Okay.
Now, there's the fickle nature of current marriages, in my opinion, and it has a lot to do with. Remember, I'm not married, so I'm just saying what I observe.
You're not even ready for marriage. I didn't say that. No, I didn't just say that.
I'm looking at you now. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. You'll be shocked.
I think you said.
You'll soon be attending my wedding. You'll be shocked. But anyways, I was saying.
All right.
You know, a lot of people and a lot of them are not married, by the way. And they just go on Twitter, they go on Facebook, and they say a lot of stuff. And, if my husband doesn't, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
And, leave has become so normal. They call it the woke generation. Has become so normal that even the older people just wake up and just leave. Even the older people who should understand that life sometimes is a roller coaster. They are the ups when you're very excited, very joyful with your partner. Your partner if the partner does, you're happy. If you're happy. And there are the times when he passes you and you're angry, you're leaving.
Yeah.
You want to strangle you want to stifle the life out of the person. And maturity teaches you that, but you want to go with the generation who tells you, hey, I'm so woke that if my husband does as much as cough, I am leaving the relationship.
I'm so leaving.
I'm so done.
Yeah.
So, that's what I want. Is it the reason why I'm trying to understand? Because even in the old days, we had all the issues that we have now. We had infidelity. I mean, do you think adultery started with this generation?
Of course not.
We had infidelity.
Yeah.
We had all the things you could talk about. Now, I do not condone abusive relationships. Never have, never will. But hey,
okay. Even
back then, when there were a lot of abuses, marriages still thrived. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
Sure.
So I'm wondering, how did we get to the point where 20? See, I'm looking to enter. Someone has had 27 years and is throwing it away. Do you know there are people who have committed suicide because they couldn't get the love of their lives? You got the love of your life, and then you separate 27. I'm trying to understand, how did we transform marriage from being so solid to being so fickle? Over to you now.
I'm also having that thought in my head and trying to put them together to see or find perhaps possible reasons why that could happen. But I'll use my parents as example here. It actually just dawned on me that my parents were actually married for 35 years.
When you say where?
Yeah, they're no longer married.
After 35?
No, not 35 years, 33.
After 33 years, they were no longer married?
Yeah.
Oh, they are no longer married.
No longer married.
And they're both alive?
Both alive.
Usually back in the days, it's usually for better or for worse. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, very alive, oh. My mom said, okay, she's actually been agitating for a divorce.
Right from way back?
From when I started knowing things.
Okay.
Right from way back. But then she'd always say stuff like, she wouldn't want to have her kids with more than one man. So let her just stick to the marriage. So I think, when we come to look critically at this, I think there has been there have been issues that have been lingering over time.
For the 33 years,
or for the
27 years.
For however the period.
But
of
if
time
you were able to look at it for, the issues, if you're able to look at it for 33 years, what stops you from looking at it for another 10 years?
Well,
till God calls you to
there
glory.
Could be other external reasons, or maybe that could even be your goal. You'd be like, I would not fight for any divorce. So I will be with this man until after 15 years of marriage. Or until
all right, you have a point. You have a point.
My mom's goal was not to have her kids with more than one man. And finally, that she did, because she would always tell you stories of how she's been abused in the relationship, and all of that stuff. And so when she finally, it was like a dream to us, because we thought that we had got over that issue of always wanting to divorce. And so one morning we just woke up and heard, hello, I'm on my way to Bayelsa. And like, whoa. She was in Lagos. My dad had to move from Lagos because of the issues between the both of them. Oh
was trying to settle.
He wasn't trying to settle. He wasn't trying to divorce. Neither was he trying to settle. He was just trying to find his peace. So I noticed my dad, those two people cannot be around and there'll be peace in the house. It's always from one quarrel, one fight to the other and all of that. So, and my dad, he values, he cherishes his peace more than any other thing. So he had to move down to Bielsa to stay. And my mom was in Lagos. So that, was it not in 2020 what again? She moved down to Bielsa and like she wants to, and they did their traditional family thing, called this one, called that one, and to cut the long story short,
They cut the ties.
They cut the ties. Yeah. So now we began to wonder and ask questions. Also, everybody would ask the same question. So, mommy, after all these while, you finally had your children and all of that. So why divorce finally in the long run? And she'll say the same thing. I've done divorces. I just don't want bomb with plenty men.
All right.
So maybe we could say that perhaps it's a goal from either of the couples or from both couples that, okay, after this period of time, we are going to divorce, or I'm going to divorce, or after we've gone through a certain thing, I'm going to divorce, or perhaps there just could be some issues that happen in the marriage that they try to avoid or they try to live with.
You never run out of issues. Like they say in our local parlance, "Wala need to finish." They finish.
They finish.
Okay.
Yeah, really.
So do you think leaving the relationship and getting married to another will solve the problem? I mean, these are some of the issues that we need to take into perspective. But hey, we are not here to judge whether divorce is right or wrong or all of that. We're just trying to understand. I mean, marriage used to be very solid way back in time. Coming to these time and era, we're seeing marriages become so fickle that if you do as much as sneeze, like I already said, people walk out of marriages.
I think one of the reasons why it's kind of there's kind of a transformation in that sense as to people leaving the marriage is probably because eyes of people, the eyes of women have been opened to abusive relationships. A person can actually be in an abusive relationship but not aware that he or she is actually in an abusive relationship. And these are mothers have endured a lot. And in fact, some of our mothers would categorically tell their female children not to go through, not to endure what they went through, not to go advise them on the right steps to take. If you notice that your husband is doing like this, do like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this.
Abusive relationships, yes. But a lot of the marriages that crash these days, I don't think abusive is part of it. Abusive relationship, yes. For someone like Bill Gates and Melinda, who are, I think, the richest couple in the world, one would think these guys are managing wonderful businesses, foundation, that they help the poor get better and stand on their feet and all. One would expect that these guys would be able to run a home.
One would expect, but that doesn't mean that's what happens behind closed doors. You expect everything should go rosy. You expect everything should be fine. You expect that there should be no issues. But hey, there's a person where we should. I know where they buy time for inside the shoe.
All right, I'm wondering if our society is transforming from when we used to have solid marriages to when there is so much fickleness in marriages. You can rush to Today FM 95.1, Today FM 951, that is, and drop your comment. You'll see the post out there. Authentic DJ Bash 100 says African needs to be applauded because our parents stay still together till no matter what, till death path them. I believe that's what you meant to say. I don't understand, but that's what you wrote. I don't
understand, really.
That's what he wrote, and that's what I read. Okay, I just liked it. Thank you very much. There, we're going to open the phone lines now. 0817 0000951 and 0810 951 0951. Gloria T and Kalada in the studio We're having Unraveling, and today's segment is hashtag Transformational Tuesday. And we're looking at the transformation of marriages in society worldwide, not just Nigeria, worldwide, and the rates at which marriages crumble. I mean, you see them at wedding. Hey, everybody, they even brought a name, Owambe. And then 2 years later, how far your husband now? That he good. How far your wife now? That like I said, I don't want to know. I don't want to ask the question whether divorce is good or not. I'm not married, so I wouldn't know whether divorce is good or not. I've not been divorced before, so I wouldn't know whether divorce is good or not. And that's an entirely different show on its own. That should be on the Love Lounge or the Love what do you call it?
The Love Lounge.
Lovey-dovey. But hey, on the show today, do we have stronger relationships in terms of marriages, or do we have weaker ones compared to, we want to do how it started and how it's going. So when marriages started in society, were they stronger? Were they more unified? Yes, there were issues. There will always be issues in marriage. You see, when two people who come from different backgrounds live in the same setting, the same house, the same country, the same place, the same school, the same whatever, there is bound to be
issues.
Yeah. So there will always be issues. So issues, or the avalanche of issues, cannot be the reason why we're having more divorces. There's something we don't know. Is it the mindset? Is it the thought process? Is it because if you look at Bill Gates and Melinda, when she was talking, she said they went on a trip to discuss. They had an agreement. They had a negotiation on how their marriage should be built. So if that is the case, I'm wondering, hey, where did they then get it wrong?
Okay.
So we're gonna open the phone lines now.
Yeah, 0817 000 0951 or 0810 951 0951.
All right, then let's find out who the first caller is then.
Hello.
All right.
We lost that one, I think.
Keep your calls coming in. Tell us, do you think society has transformed marriage from a strong one to a weak one?
Hello, good evening.
What's
happening?
The phone lines usually try to play whether they're strong, I don't know, but would weaken it now. That's the transformation we're talking about. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen and ladies in the studio.
You're welcome.
My name is Chief Honor from Port Harcourt.
All right, Chief Honor, are you married?
Yes, I'm married for 38 years.
Hallelujah.
38 years! I need you to come lay your hands on me. I need some anointing.
Chana, where's your anointing? Canada is not ready yet.
She's speaking for herself. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Canada, it takes a lot of patience to be in marriage.
Okay.
Talk to
A
us.
lot of tolerance to be in marriage.
Okay.
I'm a grandfather of now as I speak with you. So what has happened now is a societal thing. During the days we married, there are morals and we also value our culture. But those things are dying down now. People are following societal trend of what is happening today, what they see in America, what they see in India, what they are happening in Japan, what Englishman is teaching. That have brought them living our own culture here. Even the white people, like they are talking about Big Gate now and the wife. If you go down to America, people still have the norms. Like when they say this is a duke, like in that's London, like in Elizabeth and all that. Those groups, you can't see them divorce easily.
All right.
Those people in United States of that's a UK, you can't see them divorce. People that have value.
Yeah, the queen was married to her husband before his death for many years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can't see those people divorce because they still value their culture.
And their morals.
They still maintain norms. But other people who are not trying to socialize, trying to say I am this, trying to say I am learned and all that, they have abandoned their culture. The moral is no longer there. They are not, because they became teachers of their own.
So let me get you, Chief. You're saying the reason why we are where we are in terms of marriages is because society has transformed us into people who no longer respect culture, norms, and traditions.
Exactly.
All right then.
Exactly.
Thank you very much,
I
Chief.
think as much as go to that train, we are not going to go too far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. I still come for blessings. I want to have over 38 years of marriage. I really want to do. I want to grow old with my love, you know. All right, let's take some more calls. I know haters will always hate. Haters will always hate.
You see, Nigeria. That's the thing. That's the thing. They just, even when you
95.1 FM.
Hello.
Anybody? Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. What's your name?
Erastus.
Sorry? Erastus, welcome. Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, but that's fine.
All right. Are you married?
Sure, I'm married.
How long have you been married for?
32 years.
Oh my, wonderful. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of anointing on the show today. Welcome on the show, Erastus. So, how would you say marriage has transformed over the years?
Let me give you a sort of what happened in the olden days.
All right.
Please go ahead.
Most of our marriages were arranged by proxy.
Okay.
There were no courting. There was also betrothal, where a family would say, look, this 12-year-old girl will be your wife.
All right. Betrothal, okay, yeah.
You wait. After that, in Akwa Ibom and part of Igbo, they send, and Kalabari, rivers, they send them to packing room.
Yeah.
There were a lot of sacred things done about marriage. And the two families played an important role.
All right.
In any marriage where the families are not together on the marriage, there'll be no peace.
Together, what you mean? You mean the extended families?
No, when there is problem, when you and your wife are having problem.
Yeah.
Because your in-laws support the marriage and your own parents also support our family. They come together and participate.
And they don't take sides?
They don't take sides, no.
Interesting.
They lay the blame. And we honor, at that time, we honor our parents. We honor the family. Divorce was a taboo. And things went well. But these days, like in my own church now, you don't say till death do you part. As long as you love. You marry as long as you love.
All right.
Yes. Because it is hell to live with somebody or in an environment where there is no love. And it is a sin, for me, it is a sin to live when there is no love, because God said love one another. When there is no love, no, I mean, you are not being Christ-like. So, but these days, a lot of things have come into marriage. In those days, when you see a girl sees a man, there is investigations are made.
All right.
To find out what type of family are you going into and all that. Because if there is like asthma or it goes into the family, you know the other one now.
But with Bill Gates, all of those investigations were done. Yet, 27 years later, the marriage came crashing.
The love is not there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you living in a
So okay. Now let me get to Erastus. How then did we get from a point where the love was always there, or usually off and on, to a point where the love is never there?
That's what I'm saying. That there is no relationship that doesn't have a niche. But the families, there are somebody. If I raise my hand to hit you and I don't see somebody I respect, I would say, minus this man, your uncle, I would have, you understand? There must be a reference point. So it's no more there. You go into the town, you meet a girl, you say first love, you rush back home. your parents are seeing something, but they can't stop because, in quotes, modern. And that's what is. And many people marry because of sex.
Okay, so the reason for their marriage as well.
Yes.
All right.
The reason for many people marrying is sex. All
right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Erastus. You've taken a lot of time gisting with us. We've got to go. Okay, we've got to take other calls now so that we can hear as many opinions as possible. And I gleaned a lot of things from Erastus' conversation. The reason why marriages no longer stay like back in the days is because of certain factors, and one of it is the family you're getting married into. We have many biased minds as extended family members and all of that. So probably a reason. But hey, you want to join the conversation, air your views, dial the number 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. What do you think? Let's take this call.
Hello, good evening. Lost that one.
All right then, phone lines are acting up. Let's try this one.
95.1 FM, good evening.
No, good evening.
Good evening.
That's Congo.
Mr. Congo, you're welcome.
Thank you, my sister. Mr. Canada, good evening.
Yeah, the only country in another country. Welcome.
That's all right. See, marriage, you know why it's wrong? It's no longer before as it was. You see, people now marry without the consent of parents.
Oh, interesting.
In those days, before you marry, your parents must know about it.
All right.
They will even go to the place and ask
questions,
the whereabouts of that family you are going into. And that was why even in the Bible, God asked either Abraham or who, go that way to marry. Leave the community which you live in. Also. God knows why he did so. But now, when we meet them in the town, we bring them down. And the moment they come into our room, they hear the type of music we play in our room. When the CD is there, I'm married. And we do not even take time to ask about the background of that woman or the background of the young man we are married. We just go into like that. And even up to as I'm talking to you now, parents even say, don't go. And we still go on ourselves.
All right.
I'm telling you. The father will say, don't go. The mother will say, don't go. That's the sir. We go into ourselves. Along the line, what will be the result? Regret.
All right.
It's a matter.
So disobedience to parents or not informing parents is one of the reason or the major reason why marriage is.
Brother,
all right.
Is one of the factors.
All right then. All right.
Because parents will know and tell you, this is what we know about those people there. Papa, mommy, I beg you, leave that thing.
Congo, how long have you been married?
Myself? It's up to 15 years now.
All right then. You get to the 40-year mark, don't worry, even beyond. You get there. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Congo. I'm wondering where the ladies are. When we have wonderful conversations like this, I always love to get. I'm not saying Gloria Kati's opinion is not, wonderful and all, but when we have more ladies calling and all, it makes it even more interesting, and we get to look at another perspective of the very issue that we're talking about.
Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. Welcome.
I think.
What's your name? What's your name? Don't jump the gun. What's your name?
Talk of the angel.
Saifa. Tarif. Can you speak out so we can hear you very well? Okay. Welcome.
Yes, I think one of the problems is the fact that back then the partners involved in that relationship respect their culture, so they try their best to make it.
Respect their culture. Is that what you said?
Yes, and norms.
Okay.
They have attitude that they try to protect. But presently, they have self-centered couples who are apparently after their own personal things. It's not good for me. I'm leaving.
Are you married?
No, I am not.
Oh, but you're in a relationship. Hello? But you're in a relationship.
Yes, I am.
For how long have you been seeing that person?
2 years.
Ah. And you see yourself getting married to the person, yeah?
Yes.
Is it for better or for worse, or it's just for better and not for worse?
But
You sorry?
better for worse.
Are you sure? Are you sure? She's laughing. Are you sure? All right, then. Thank you very much for calling in. I could barely hear what I really didn't get your name, but I had to strain my ears to get to hear what you were saying. But she's saying that the reason why a lot of marriages fail is because we've got self-centered couples entering marriages.
Yeah.
And Gloria Kuti, you should need to stop being self-centered.
No, I'm not self-centered. Hello, good evening.
Have you given me food today?
You've not asked yet.
Self-centered.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
We're having some more ladies.
Yeah, what's your name?
Welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, what's your name? Good evening.
My name is Stella. I'm calling from Rumudara.
Your name is Stella.
Yeah, I'm calling from Rumudara.
All right, all the way from Rumudara. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are you married? Hello? The connection is terrible. I can barely hear what you're saying. Can you call us back? Thank you very much. Call us back there. The line is terrible. I'm wondering if it's raining out there.
Yeah.
Because we're having poor connections. But keep trying 017-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. And the question is, has society transformed marriage from a solid ground to a sandy ground?
You know, I like what
a muddy ground
caller said, where he mentioned how that before now, divorce was a taboo. You know, I think one of the reasons why it's on the rise, or people don't tend to, think so much about it, is because it's for some persons, or for these times, it's not so much of a big deal. It's like the only option to,
like I said, we are woke people. So if you try me, see, let me just be even telling you now, Gloria, if you try me on this show, I'm
you
done.
You will not. You cannot.
I said I am done.
You will not.
Try me now. If I'll come to work.
This one is not. This one, our own. Leave it.
Hello.
Hello, I can't talk.
All right, Stella, welcome back. Stella, you there?
Yeah, you can hear me.
The line is breaking, and but go ahead. Let's see if we can hear what you have to say. Stella, sorry. The connection does not want you to contribute on the show, but keep trying. You never would know. Let's try this other one. I lost that call. Maybe Stella, you could try the other number, 0817-000-0951. Maybe if you try that one, it will be better. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. What's your name?
I'm Ruth, calling from Ozoba.
Did you almost forget your name?
Ruth.
Okay, Ruth, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome. So go ahead. Tell us. What do you think? What's your take?
Okay, there are lots of reasons. Some reasons why the marriages these days don't last is because, well, people enter marriage for various reasons. Some, I don't know, like some just want, like they're greedy.
Okay.
They want what their spouse have. They like
what he or she has to offer.
Yes, he or she has to offer, not for the main reason of love. They just, he has a car, he has a house, he has a company, that sort of thing, not for the main thing, that, like, not for him himself, but just what he has.
Right.
I think that's why it doesn't last, because when they see that they are tired of what they really entered, and then they are not there for the main spice. You just lack.
Are you married? Are you married?
No, I'm not.
But your parents have been married for how long? Do you know?
20.
Wow.
Let's say 25.
So you have a very good example in front of you, I must say.
Yes.
Do you have any elder sibling who's married?
No.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay. So your parents are like your example, and they've been married for over 20 years, and that's good. That's great. Thank you very much for calling in. There. Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. What's your name?
Victor.
Victor.
Mr. Vic.
Where are you calling from?
Good evening. I'm calling from Port.
Okay. Are you married?
I'm not, but I've been in a relationship. So able to the extent I have a child.
You have a child. You've been in a relationship that's produced a child. How long was that relationship? Why did you not marry the person who gave birth?
It's a serious issue there. You see, that is why I want to say concerning care for India.
Take a pause. Are you saying it is the girl's problem? Or the girls are the problem?
Sometimes it comes from sometimes it comes from the ladies.
Okay, better.
Yeah, sometimes. So, like the one I was into before it came from the lady, because I actually love her with all my life, but the girl could not take it. She doesn't. In fact,
hello, are you there?
yes. So the girl was not really want to settle. So it was when she got pregnant, she started telling me, see, the reason why I got this pregnant, I just want to eat your money. Because I know you have small money, at least you are making money, and at the same time you take care of me, you spend money for me. So that was the reason why I want to eat your money.
So you're saying the ladies, a lot of them have evil intentions as to why they go into marriages.
Yes. Because this one pretends a lot. It pretends that she has come to stay. Even to the extent she introduced me to her parents when I've not known them. She introduced me that she has seen her future husband. So like, seriously, the parents started calling me, telling me I want to come and see us. On the very first day I went.
Oh, sorry, we lost you there. 95.1 FM. So you're saying deceit. 95.1 FM. What's your name?
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Next.
Your name is what? Next.
Yeah.
What are you next into?
Very good question.
Not that. NEKS.
Oh, next. Okay. Yeah, welcome on the show. Welcome. Are you married?
Yeah. I'm not married.
Are you planning to get married anytime soon?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Let's hear. So why do you think, you're attempting to get into marriage very soon. What do you think is the difference between your parents' time, your grandparents' time, and this our time for those of us who are attempting to get married or those of us who are newly married?
Okay, the difference I say is that people are getting married because of their self-centered what they want in marriage. So
but of course, everybody is going into marriage because they want something. I mean, I want to spend the rest of my life with the love of my life. I want to create a family. I mean, that's okay. Go ahead.
So start with Christianity, we say we practice or we claim we are. Bible says we should love ourselves the way we love, we should love our neighbor the way we love ourselves. That is it. That is where you can bring somebody close to yourself, or you can tolerate someone, no matter how. Like, let me tell you, I was into a relationship. Someone has a character that he has to work on, but he's telling me to bear the character like that. And I told her,
but you made reference to love. Love covers a multitude of sins. I mean, you could have loved her like that.
I'm coming now. I'm coming.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm listening.
Yes. I tolerate the character. I take her character the way I see. But why is it that she cannot take my own character. She wants me to endure or take her the way I see her. So, end of the day now, where is the love? She claims love me. And doing as if maybe yes. So I find out that she was just after what someone that would take care of her financial needs and don't talk to her when she's wrong or when she do anything bad. So how can you now marry such kind of person and live with that kind of person? So end of the day, most of all these women, thereby most men end up outside or living a life they do not intend to live because of their character, and they will not tell you that all men. Don't follow people because of all women are like this. I follow you because of who you are. I don't do tribalism. I don't do that. So
for you, it's the deceit that comes with relationships these days.
You say what?
I say for you, it is the deceit that comes with relationship these days.
Yeah, the deceit is that there is no love.
All right then.
Like when I heard about the Gate divorce, actually, the wife will come with a lot of reasons why she wants to divorce. So it's not that it was business as usual, and she's done with the business, and it's time to go. So let us not get married.
I think it's unfair to her, but you never know. Maybe Bill Gates did something.
The only thing, hello, Canada.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
The only thing Bible says you can depart away from marriage is when you got your wife.
But then again, you should ask yourself. Ask yourself. Can you listen? Can you listen? Is Bill Gates and his wife a Christian? I mean, not everybody's a Christian.
I'm coming. Wait.
But not everybody's a Christian. I'm just saying.
No, but believe. But anything you believe in is one God that creates us. Forget about the
In other religions, there is the belief in divorce. They can tell you in a religion, a particular religion, if you tell your spouse 3 times, I don't want again. But that's what I'm saying. You can't use your Christianity to judge another person who's in another religion.
I'm not judging. It's something we are learning as individuals, and with the Western life we are taking to live within the African region now is affecting us. Those days, our parents, today now, women are divorcing in Africa and Nigeria as if it's nothing, and parents are welcoming them. Where the end of the day, why is it that a woman cannot tell you she wants to go? So end of the day, because parents are encouraging, the society is being corrupt by parents. No good child. People are getting to 40, 45. They are scared of who to get married to. That is the problem. We have single women now. Baby mothers are everywhere. No shame again.
Virgin mothers? Anyways, thank you very much. We've got to go. We've got to take other calls. Did he say virgin mothers? I mean, it's Mario.
I don't understand.
But hey, I think what I've understood on the show today is a lot of people get into marriage because of shady reasons. There's a lot of deceit. And then someone said the family backing... The extended family backing the marriage these days is also a faulty foundation because everybody is being biased and all of that.
I agree, man.
Yeah, Lady Cat, good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so is Victor actually concerned?
Oh.
So you see, what the number one thing I call it.
Mr. Victor, please turn down the volume.
Mr. Victor, I thought you were done with your contributions.
No, I just want to think.
No, let's give room for the people to call in, please. Sorry about that. We've got to give room for the people. 95.1 FM.
Good evening, Mr. Kalada.
You're welcome.
Good evening.
How are you?
We're fine in the studio.
I like the beautiful lady in the studio.
All right, beautiful lady, you like you?
He likes me. Thank you for liking me.
I'm married though. So just cool down.
Hey, I did not say anything.
I know it was you. I didn't want to say anything. You know you're a troublemaker. But welcome on the show. Yeah. You have been married for how long? Let's start from there.
For 8 years now.
8 years. All right.
Okay.
Yes, your own is still working. It's not running
yet.
Very
nice, very good. Okay. Everything is okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
I used to tell people it's not about how much, what you have. That's not marriage. I'm telling you the truth. I got that. Use this this big as example. My grandfather married 4 people, and they cook in one pot. I know I did not see them, but my father told me the story, and everything was okay. But now, some people will marry 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they will be filing divorce in different courts, especially in Africa. Now, look at these people, white people, how they are doing it, and they are comfortable with it. But here now, you see people committing suicide.
Even over there, people commit suicide. But that's not the reason. What we're looking at, what do you think marriage is turning into? Has marriage changed from way back in time and what we see now? I mean, let's hear from you. That's what we're talking about.
Everything have changed. A lot of things have changed. You know, marriage is for mature people.
Okay.
Okay. So are you saying they were more matured in those days than now, or we are more matured?
Yes, more matured. My grandfather had four wives, and they cooked in one pot. Everything was okay. So these days, you see somebody getting married with maybe you have side chicks. These days they love more of the side chicks instead of their wife. Side chick will divide the family. Which is not good. So we have to encourage young boys, because all the people that is calling you now telling you, are you married? No, I'm into relationship.
But some of them are married. Some of the people who call them married.
Yes, we have to advise ourselves.
All right.
Sometimes women are not the problem.
All right.
Yes, because all of them that is telling you that women. Like this woman now, like some of them now, this woman that is divorcing this man now, don't have any issue with that debate. Maybe she is tired of something else. There is somebody, maybe one side chick now is bringing problems.
One side.
They will not tell us all those ones. I'm telling you.
All right, then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. What are your final words, Gloria Kati, as we round up the show? Do you think we should begin to look into how? Because I think, and maybe I should start with my own. I think relationships these days should begin to look into developing strong foundations. Now, a lot of people want to go with feelings, and feelings are what? Time bound,
Exactly.
They are there for a while, and after that, the butterflies, of course, butterfly will have to die. It's a living thing. And when butterflies die, you're left with reality, and you now look at this guy snores. Oh, this girl has a very loud laughter in public. And then, that's when the love actually begins, because now you decide to know whether you want to stay, how am I going to go around it? And, the love keeps the brain moving, and then you now think, someone says, I'm not married, so I shouldn't be talking about marriage. But hey, I was born with this. I was born to be a counselor and all. I'm just thinking that maybe we should go back to the days. And the days before now, we saw our parents who did not allow us go into marriage with emotions, with those feelings that we're going to die, in a very quick time. We saw our parents tell us go into relationship because this man is this. You choose this woman because she's this. And then, those qualities, when mixed together, the principle marriage is not like we see in romantic movies, but marriages that lasted over time.
I was seeing a video of how the preacher was saying.
You copied it from my status.
We've seen too many.
Say that you copied it from my
anyway,
status.
before I saw it on your status, it's been my
Buruku.
It's what I've always said. Love is not
Buruku.
If I call you Buchi, Kalada, come on, be going. Love is not a feeling, really. It's a decision.
How do you know? Have you fallen in love before? Have you fallen in love before?
That's why I said.
All right, we've got to go.
That's how you just shut me out. Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna do you back tomorrow.
You stole. I was waiting for this. You stole my status.
Canada has too much pride. I have that. See that? Don't worry. Tomorrow, don't worry.
It's time for opinion poll.
I know. Come on, be going.
What's the topic? Let's start the show.
Come and be going, Canada.
Dave does not want to walk. He's folding his hand.
Canada, your time is up.
Break up these days. I'm just tired. I'm just feeling concerned for all of them.
Are you broke? Are you?
They've broken his heart, though.
My sweetie, you and I forever.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
The hottest and latest news when it happens, where it happens, and how it happens. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Voice of the people.
Got one word for you, buddy.
A word like
Today, 95.1 Port Harcourt. Great talk, great radio. The voice of the people. Today.
All right, time check is 4 minutes gone past the hour of 9. Welcome to the program Opinion Poll right here on your premium talk news and sports station Today 95.1 FM on this very beautiful Tuesday evening. And enough of the love talk like Gloria and Canada would always want to portray. I don't know, what is this thing with you guys in relationships? Are you guys now the new relationship counselors in River State?
We're not talking or coaching, doing relationship talks or something. We're just bringing to the table present issues in society that has to do with our show, of course, the transformation we are seeing in certain areas in society. And
yeah, Transformation Tuesday.
It's on Unraveling. It's not an opinion poll. Don't come and steal.
You started this war, and I'm coming for you. You took my throwback Thursdays. You took my money making Mondays. You took my throwback Thursdays.
I didn't take nothing.
You didn't, right?
Nothing.
All right.
Dave,
You would transform
Gosh,
from.
why am I surrounded with these guys? These proud men. Gosh.
All right. It's another wonderful Tuesday. How was your journey?
Fine.
Did you encounter any policemen on the road?
No, I didn't.
All right. That's the voice of Gloria Carty. My name is Dave Roberts. Together on the program Opinion Poll. It's that program where we get to deliberate on certain issues that are relatable to our daily lives and society and families everywhere. We talk about these things. We get to prefer solutions to these problems. And most especially, you get to give your thoughts, air your views as regards the matter on ground. Okay, so you can call in or text in. The numbers are 0817 0000951 or 0810 9510 951, or send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages to the number 0701 933 9962. We'll be here to take your thoughts as they come, and it's a very wonderful conversation tonight because throughout this question right now, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to weigh in and give their thoughts. Why is this telling go? Blah 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 blah. But we want to get different angles to this situation on the ground right now.
That's what we do.
Yeah, so it's not just you venting and calling names and naming names and pointing out where or what is not working properly. We want to see a different approach to this particular issue. All right, the program is still Opinion Poll right here on your premium talk news and sports station Today 95.1 FM. We'll go for a very short break, and then when we get back, it will be conversations, talk, and more talk, because we are the voice of the people. Stick around. It's
Dave Roberts and Gloria Carty on your premium talk news and sports station, Today 95.1 FM.
Good listeners make good men and women. Listen to Today 95.1 FM.
I just got it.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM? Such a unique style.
All right, Gloria Conti, I want to put you on the spot right now.
You always do that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It's very wonderful every time I see you squimming and squirreling around, trying to find out possible ways to answer my questions. But what would you prefer if you had an opportunity to go for a cause, okay, outside Nigeria, and another option would be that person you want to go learn outside coming to teach you? Which would you prefer?
I will go outside though.
Okay, why? Do you have any reasons?
Yeah, change of environment.
I would hold you to that. Change of environment, okay? So you prefer going outside Nigeria to learn?
James, I said, oh no, James. What are you driving at right now?
James.
It just slipped. It just slipped. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, there's this guy, James Roberts, and yours is Dave Roberts. So it just kind of slipped, and he was the last person I saw before coming.
Back to what we were saying.
Yes, back to what we were saying, please.
James. So if you had the opportunity to travel outside Nigeria to learn something, probably anything, any skill at all, you'd rather go than having that person coming here
of course,
to teach you. All right. Okay, so this is the case right now. All right, if you're in Nigeria and you are aware of the move by the NPF, not just the move, all right, it's something that is important. It's something that is their, well, I use the word obligation, part of things done in Africa. Okay. I'm trying as much as possible to think about this thing properly before saying it. So some Nigerians have been reacting and raising concerns over the dispatch of a contingent of 144 officers of the Nigerian police force, to the terrorism-racked Somalia, to help in efforts to stabilize security and restore the rule of law and order. Now, their grounds is that this is ironically coming at a time that the police force is perceived as, displaying gross inability to protect the lives and property of many people in Nigeria. They also cannot understand why the myriad of security challenges posed by Boko Haram in the northeast, bandits in the northwest, and parts of the north central, armed headsmen in the middle belt and the entire south are emerging menaces of the unknown gunmen are still being brought to the forefront. And then, Nigeria is still playing the Africa Big Brother and sending the police contingent to Somalia. This is a very big issue, okay? Because we are not just dealing with people who are elite or people who are unelite, or we're not just dealing with people who don't read the news and people who read the news. We're dealing with everyone as one, everybody coming together as one entity, Nigeria. And it's very important how you communicate certain moves when you're making those moves. And I listen to many reactions as regards this issue. So many people have the fact that it is unnecessary for the NPF to even think about something like this at this time. It's unnecessary for, the people of Nigeria who need answers to certain questions to still be kept in the dark when things like this are going on. On the other hand, I thought to myself, we are looking at very big issues right here in Nigeria. Terrorism. Okay, it's not a child's play. And by antecedents, Somalia has been dealing with a very big issue of terrorism for a very long time. And probably, if we might not be getting it right in Nigeria, who knows whether the trip to Somalia might buttress the need for some tactical skills to be harnessed by this security outfits. Probably going there to learn, the art of combating these terrorist groups might improve the way they deal with the issues in Nigeria. Not just saying, oh, we don't have too many, and then we are sending some contingent of 144 people to Somalia to go and battle. I mean, it's a problem, obviously, all right, because Nigerians feel at this time the problem of Nigeria should be the priority of the Nigerian police force and the government. But I'm looking at it from this other angle. What if this might just be a training for them, to go there, learn the skills, because it's not just going to be Nigerian soldiers alone. We would definitely have encounters with every other country who has representatives, probably pick up a skill or two or learn something, that might be able to mitigate the issue of insecurity back home. What do you think about that? That was the same thing I did before.
I really had to exhale first because this is when I saw this, I got to wonder. I began wondering how exactly we think in this nation and how we prioritize and execute plans, or how we plan even. Having the NPF to do such, like you've been explaining, you've said a whole lot, and of course also part of the things that I'd have loved to say. But if we have a situation where we've not been able to tackle the security challenges in the country, and then we are thinking of engaging in a foreign business, we are thinking of how to, because however we put it, it's actually trying to
jump into another person's business.
Exactly. Jump into another person's business. When you have your own headache to treat here, you have your own business, you have your own problems to solve. How do you expect your people to react to these? How do you expect your people to respond to such a thing? How do you expect your people to see you? I was having a conversation with someone concerning the Nigerian economy.
Okay.
And he was like, the Nigerian economy, our leaders do not do proper analysis. They do not evaluate factors that are involved during their decision making. In either executing a project, coming up with a project, or whatever move that they want to make. So they don't know what that particular move could spring forth. They don't know what could spring forth from that particular move on the long run. And so they just jump into, you just see, it's more or less like getting up, what's the word right now, to just do anything without proper,
like leaping without looking.
Exactly.
But have in mind that this has been the obligation of Nigeria, regardless. To
obligation of Nigeria.
Yes, it's an African Union problem. Okay, so if it's a matter in Africa, we still need to be part of the people who prefer solutions.
When we haven't preferred solutions to the ones
they would come over if it's necessary.
Who's the they?
other African
So
countries.
at this point, is it not time enough for they to come over?
Okay. Now you're driving the point home. So are you trying to say that we have outgrown, the expertise of our security outfits in Nigeria, and what we need now is to outrightly outsource from other countries?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. It's what we need. Yeah, that's just the simple truth. The simple truth, rather. It's really what we need, because it's more or less like these guys, the bandits, insurgents, and all of these guys, like, they plan so well, they cook themselves so well, they strategize so well.
Cook themselves.
Yeah. However you want to understand that. They strategize so well.
Yes.
They plan. They evaluate the factors involved, and as well predict the possible moves that could come from the security agencies. Meanwhile, our security agencies just let loose. They do not top up their game. Yeah, let's just say that they need to top up their game at this point in time, because their services now are outdated. They need to go for something new. They need to go for something higher, because the insecurity challenges in the country have gone a notch higher from what it used to be.
So you're outrightly saying the move to Somalia right now is not timely, is not...
Absolutely not.
It's out of context. It's something that we should all, chastise the MPF for. But I feel, I'm just thinking out loud.
Okay.
All right. Exposure to certain environments might trigger the response that we need in Nigeria. Don't you think?
Okay.
Somalia has been war-torn, for crying out loud, like for how long? And then going there to experience this thing, firsthand. Probably that might be the skills or the trainings they might need in combating issues in Nigeria.
Let me ask you first. What are they going to experience?
War.
They're going to experience the war.
Yeah.
Are they going for training?
They're not training. This is first-hand experience. Most of them have not been exposed to this kind of experiences in Nigeria.
Are they even trained enough to face the war?
Obviously, because these are the particular set of people who are skilled in that form. So they handpicked them and then they sent them there.
So they've not unpicked them yet to address the issues in the country. They say charity begins at home.
Okay.
So if you think you have enough capacity to go get a first-hand skill or experience such that you go to face the war, you want to help, you want to do this, whatever it is that you want to do, and I'm just concerned at it's not a wrong move at all. It's very applaudable. It's a very, very applaudable move. But then, is it the right time?
Okay.
That's like prioritizing wrongly, focusing on the wrong things.
But are you trying to say the 144 people might just be the ones who might solve the problems back home?
What if they might just be the ones who solve the problems back home?
What's their background when it comes to this kind of problems? Because you have to know the problem before you solve it. Now, taking you to Somalia to see this kind of problem might give you a head start in tackling the same issues back home.
Back home here, aren't you seeing the problems?
All right.
Aren't you seeing the problems?
I'm not sounding like an advocate for the NPF. I'm no way in support of any of those parties, okay? I just feel, and I'm just putting out there, for us to have two angles to look at these things from. The timeliness, obviously wrong. And the experience they might have might just be the positive angle to this whole issue. People have been saying, look, we have problems back home. We have problems back home. We have problems. How well have you tackled these problems? For how long? I mean, we've known insurgency for the past, 10 to 11 years, if not more.
Yeah.
And then this particular set of people might just have a head start when it comes to tackling insurgency back home, because they're going there, they're going to face these things. I mean, it's not like a vacation where they're going to relax.
I asked you what exactly they're going to do. Are they going to get the training? Because if they've not faced
that kind of war before, as to if they actually trained for that particular
peacekeeping. Actually,
they are trained for peacekeeping.
That's the mission.
For peacekeeping in the war.
All right. Before I sound like someone who is advocating for the NPF.
For the NPF.
Let's take some calls. 0817-0000-951 or 0810-951-0951, or send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages to the number 0701-933-9962. What do you think about the move by the NPF in Somalia? 95.1 FM. Good evening and welcome.
Yes, good evening, my chairman, my guy.
Mr. Victor.
You want to start sounding like the man who left the studio. He used to defend these people very well.
All right.
And so, now, you know, like yourself, you said it all. That it begins at you. And the other way around, I want to tell you that these people that are sending them, they have titles. They can go there and come back successfully.
They can go and come back successfully.
Yes.
All right.
You know why? You know why I say it?
All right. Why?
Do you know that American soldiers respect Nigerian soldiers? You know why?
Why?
These people, they are very good soldiers. But what is happening in Nigeria during this time of Buhari's administration is just ethnic cleansing and colonizing. You know, they know if they want to stop Fulani herdsmen and bandits, it don't take them more than 24 hours. They will go down the bush and fish them out. But they are just keeping quiet because they have an agenda concerning what the Fulani men are doing. And these Fulani men, they are the same people in the federal, what would I call it? They are the same presidents.
All right, but Victor, I would rather prefer you not stereotype a particular ethnic group in Nigeria. All right, we know there are problems. Headsmen have problems, but when you say, when you mention a particular ethnic group, it sounds a certain way.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is happening? It's like what DSS is doing. When it was in the south, east and south, immediately DSS will give money. And then after the money, they will enter immediately to crush the south and southeast people. Because we do not have people that is representing us there. The ones that is representing us, and this is the reason why it is they are all south and southeast. He names them out, they include their names. You will find out that these people, they are failing and they have to go, let them go and die.
All right.
Because we do not have value.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, you mentioned something that, just it gave me a question in my mind right now.
Right.
Does it mean that these guys who we're selling, because we're sending them there as our best, when they say look for your best to represent the country, does this mean we have a set of people trained, for this kind of issues already existing within our security outfits in Nigeria, and we're not utilizing them?
Sure,
Yeah,
exactly.
Very big question. 95.1 FM.
Lost that one. Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Chris. You're welcome.
Yeah, this is Honorable Chris Stokes. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Nigeria and then our security men to go to where again, Somalia, or we have to go acquire knowledge. Hey, Jesus Christ, and somebody say Nigerian American soldier or American soldier respect Nigerian military.
In fact, it's not. That is his own thoughts.
Well, it's good, sir. American soldiers, they respect Nigerian soldiers because when you call for intelligence, Nigerian soldiers, they are more intelligent than American soldiers.
Why? Why would you say so?
We are black people now. We have all the decks. Can't you see how we are battling with the Boko Haram?
And the American soldiers, they came here one day to come and rescue their own. See, we need to tell ourselves not to go there and acquire knowledge. Even if they come back, you can't give what you don't have.
Okay.
See, if you want Nigerian military, if you want them to be successful, no Nigerian military should marry. Because let me tell you, for example, now if I'm doing something, I will look back because I have something. How can you tell a married man to go and conquer Boko Haram that doesn't even care to live? So who do you think that will keep his family? Then the Nigerian people, they're not even supposed to marry. You want to start your nation, don't marry. Because your family will draw you back. When you, just like a lot. When you remember the good wife, how you used to play with them. Do you want to die?
So what you're trying to say is we have too many emotional affiliations that is hindering us from doing the job efficiently.
See, if they want to get this fight done, they have to separate Nigerian soldiers. Call any, you know that you don't have family, you don't have anything, anybody, anything that will tangle you on this side. You send them, you see they will crush Boko Haram. But because you have something, your beautiful wife, you want to lose it for your Oga. Hey, that day they are doing your burial is that day that your Oga, your commander, will even drop his phone number with your wife. Your commander is one for another. So, Nigerian soldiers, the Nigerian military, if they like, let them go and learn anything. What of the politicians? What of the people that are sabotaging this thing? Not to go there and learn is the problem. They won't offer anything. Look at ordinary literate Boko Haram are giving them an aid.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kreese. I got your thoughts there. He said emotional inclination. Do you see that as a very big problem? Because we still have foreign soldiers who have wives, families, children, who support them. Does this stop them from going to war? Does this stop them from carrying out their duties? I really don't know, but that is his thoughts. We'll go for a very short break to take the news at 60. I'm seeing your phone calls coming in. I'll definitely get back to that after the break. Stay tuned. It's still your premium talk, news and sports station. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today's news in 60.
The National Youth Service has officially started administering COVID-19 vaccines to corps members across the country. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, confirmed that administration of AstraZeneca vaccine is currently ongoing at the NYSC secretariats nationwide. A team of University of British Columbia researchers says that the composition of a baby's first poop, a thick, dark green substance known as meconium, is associated with whether or not a child will develop allergies within the first year of life, with the observation that children with allergies are the highest risk of also developing asthma. The World Health Organization has pleaded with the G7 to dig deep and fund the global COVID-19 recovery. And on the foreign scene, India's cumulative coronavirus case count has neared 20 million as hospitals continue to send distress messages.
Today's news in 60. 95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
It's still your premium talk, news and sports station. Today, 95.1 FM, 31 minutes gone past the hour of 9. And the program is Opinion Poll. We are looking at the situation of the current decision or choice by the NPF, to go on that peacekeeping mission in Somalia. And we are saying, might this be a way to harness the skills that they need to come back and deal, with the issue of crime and criminality in Nigeria? Or might this just be an untimely move by the NPF? 95.1 FM, good evening and welcome.
Yes, Mr. Canada.
My name is Dave Roberts. Good evening. What's yours?
Oh, Dave Roberts. Good evening, sir. Uche calling you from the back of.
Mr. Uche, you're welcome. Go ahead.
My brother. I'm just laughing. They want to acquire knowledge to defeat Boko Haram bandit and the Odua and the IPOB. It's okay, my brother. One thing the problem about insecurity in Nigeria is rapaciousness of some political elites in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, that is it. Now let me tell you something that we have been playing with security issues. In as much as Fulani is concerned, that is
In as much as Headers Farmers crisis is concerned.
Yes, it's concerned. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Now, did you hear this voice last week? Autumn, until you give Ruga, there will be no peace in your state. When you say this kind of thing, and what my question is, this Ruga they are pursuing, is it for private business? Is it for private business? And today, Jimmy says that those people that want to kill the 17 children, if they don't bring the 45 million that remain, I'll be how much? That they are not Boko Haram, or they are not bandits, that this one are Boko Haram. Who is giving him this information that DSS is not with? So if you like, let them go to moon. And see, Brutai has already told us that Brutai that has been saying Boko Haram has been technically defeated. Lai Mohammed has been telling us it has been technically defeated. But a month ago, Brutai told us that it will take 30 years to defeat Boko Haram.
So they have been saying these things for a long time. So don't you think, as a prerequisite to having a possible end to insurgency in Nigeria, this people might need some certain level of exposure?
Which people? Are you going to import new people, or these ones are here? Are you going to recruit new one and send them to gain that knowledge? Or this one that are here already? Answer me, sir. Are we going to recruit new ones and send them there? Or is it still these ones then that they are almost their strategies have been dilapidated? The instruments, as they told us, upon the 1 billion they borrowed without due process. Sir, please let them go to moon and get new.
All right, let them go to the moon. Oh my God, is it how we have lost faith and confidence?
So mean.
I'm telling you. 95. All right, 0817-0000951 or 0810-951-0951. I'll send you a text messages and WhatsApp messages to the number 0701-933-9962.
Okay.
Hello and welcome. Good evening. What's your name?
Good evening.
Mr. Cookie Gam, you're welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome.
All right, then.
Very fine.
Dave, it is my position. All our military men that is in foreign mission, all of them should come back this night.
Okay.
It's my position.
Okay. Because
we will not be suffering in this problem in Nigeria. Our people are abroad doing foreign mission. I don't support that one. Because my father says, first how the bonfire, no begin pursue rat. They must quench the fire first to start pursuing the rat. So our country is on fire now. So I know that Somalia should return back to Nigeria. One man can be the antidote to this problem. One person can be the solution to this fight, can come back and bring the experience, and they can have to quench this problem in Nigeria. So I want to ask all our foreign missions, both the military, the police, any of them have any form that is outside this country, to come back to this small start. It's not, it is essential. So for me, no, I'm angry.
Why?
But those bandits make that empty threat this yesterday that if after 55 million naira, now they want to say 900 million again. It's annoying. After 55 million naira, I want to demand 100 million again to give to you. Why? I will have police or have military in this country. No intelligence report where this will camp is. Somebody knows the camp. Now, who gave that money? Who gave the 55 million? How they carry they transfer it, or they pack it by that 55 million. Who they can pay it to? We have that money. Somebody might know where this is. So they should trace it and bring them out. Nobody should go outside information. All of us in Nigeria and to find a small town once and for all. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you very much. One very big question. Are we really ready to tackle insecurity in Nigeria? Are we ready? I mean, it will just take, like he said, one man's decision alone, I don't want to start naming names, but one person's decision alone would do the damage.
Very true.
That's the truth. 95.1 FM, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kelvin. I'm calling from Pazapot.
All right, Mr. Calvin, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, please. I just wanted to contribute. I've been listening to everything everyone has been saying.
Okay.
You know, Nigerian, they have a particular force. They have a particular department that they send for special missions. Me, I was even surprised when I saw them online. If you go through their trainings and everything, you know that this country, we are just the ones that are holding ourselves backward. There's a particular community in River State here, Ogoni.
Yeah.
You went to do this bunkery business. The guy killed one commander in the military. It took them less than 1 week, and they killed that guy. So it's just our government that is holding all these things. It's not about sending them anywhere. They have been going to several countries. They go to Mali. They go to Cote d'Ivoire. We don't hear all the news every time.
Yeah.
It's just the people sitting down on that seat. They are the ones holding this country.
All right.
The people that kidnapped those students, they are telling them to give them 100 million. And the governor is sitting on city saying he doesn't negotiate. Even up to America. When we see a particular situation, they compromise.
So what you're trying to say is the move is irrelevant at this time.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say.
I said, in essence, what you're trying to say is the move by the NPF is irrelevant at this time.
No, it's not cool.
All right.
We are supposed to be focusing on how to release those students.
All right. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM. Good evening and welcome. What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Mr. Francis. I'm calling you from Akwa Ibom.
Mr. Francis from Akwa Ibom. Where exactly in Akwa Ibom are you calling from?
I'm calling from Timekpo local government.
All right. Akwa Ibom is Songo.
Yeah, I greet you.
Go ahead.
You know, my brother.
Yeah.
You know, my brother. You see how we can tackle insecurity in Nigeria. Okay? If you want to tackle insecurity in Nigeria, there was a very high-ranking criminal gang leader in my local government.
Yeah.
And where the guy always terrorized some cities, some villages, and killed a lot of people. And this guy, by the help of the Nigerian army, they were arrested. The guy was arrested. Now, he was surprised that the Federal House of Assembly member, serving Federal House of Assembly member, a former State House member, and the other former state local government chairman, the three of them, they were those who go and release, bet some money and release this guy. And if I do want to think, when one of those guys go and do something and the boy come and one of the politicians come and say it was these 30 people that go and release that guy. And if it was in America, tell me that a Federal House of Assembly member, a former State House member, and a former local government chairman will go and they release a high-ranking criminal. Which day they live in a state capital. So that this gang go again, mobilize some people, destabilize some cities. So the insecurity in Nigeria, I hope the Federal House members, the senators, they have hand. Even the state governors, they have hand.
Okay.
If we want to solve the problem of insecurity, let us call for a conference and tell these people not to stop going and paying money and release high-ranking criminals. So later they claim that they don't know what these people do.
All right.
So the Nigerian problem is that many Federal House members, State House members, even governors, they have hand.
All right. All right.
That is why you find it difficult for us to solve the problem.
All right. Thank you very much. Even if that is your thoughts, I just want to put out a disclaimer there. But, it feels, because of the level of inconsideration and general laxity, it feels most of this high public office ranking officers might
Right.
just have a little thing or two in contribution with the insecurity issue in
true,
Nigeria. And
true.
then questions, that some governors ask. Why would just people be given the free will to do some certain things in certain states? What happens to the $1 billion US dollars given to tackle this problem? All those kind of things tend to raise the dust and make you want to wonder, why do we still have this problem lingering, even if this kind of aids have been given to ameliorate this problem?
True,
Why do we
true.
still have this
Exactly.
problem? 95.1 FM, good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm Obin. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Mr. Obina, you're welcome. Go ahead.
My brother,
Yes.
what you are wearing in your hand,
Yeah.
you don't need mirror to come and start looking at. Let me give you one example.
Yeah.
When I know that currently, let's just use this NSAS as an example. This NSAS, the protests that happen in Lekki. I don't want to put River State on.
Yeah.
Because the River State, we are living it. I don't pretend. I don't like anything that will make me to pretend. God forgive me. I will not pretend in my life. You know that NSAS, people were on ground, saw everything that happened. The next day, somebody from the president said, "It's Dr. Bido. Don't mind them. Jesus Christ of Nazareth." You remember that story about how many police people, 3 police people were killed, an army checking point, and somebody was released, and I've forgotten the name of the criminal. They even involved a captain in Nigerian army, whether it's in Osun State or somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody is a kidnapper. Then the police arrest the person and was taking him somewhere. Army invade and kill the police and take the person away. Have we heard about that story till now? Do you know about this Sunday Boho? Say that killer herdsmen should leave the forest. Presidency was saying, no, they will not leave. Nature Allah have come out and mentioned statement that because of 2 cows missing, that is why they invade the whole community. Nobody was arrested. So, me personally, insecurity in Nigeria is man-made. Nigerian President Muhammad Buhari and his kinsmen should come and tell us what is going on. I'm telling you, look at arms everywhere. A Cachoeira is using AK-47. A Boko Haram is using Hilos now. It's taking position everywhere in the north. Aerospace line using Hilos armor tanker. A Boko Haram member, a common civilian is using a Hilos armor tanker. Doing a lot of things in the north. Like that.
All right, but just so we don't, stare off context, do you think, the exposure to, other war-torn countries might give them that kind of, preparation or mindset to come back and do things properly?
My brother, they will not give them any exposure because I know that Nigerian police is sending some people in UN peace mission. Peace, so we have to go and make peace in our place, but you identify on the matter. Tomorrow we will say, hey, I condone with Saudi Arabia because one person died. They shoot one person in Saudi Arabia. Condolence. But the killing dozens here. I think there is a system failure in the brain of these people.
All right.
We have to stand up and recruit the right people in the system. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Condolences to other people outside Nigeria, and then yet sometimes delayed condolences to people in Nigeria.
Condolences.
If it happens outside Nigeria, we're just very quick, send our condolences to this family, the royal family, this. But yet things happen and we're not hearing some certain condolences, or we're not even there is an indifferent approach most of the times. These are the things that, draw questions to people's minds. Why? Why do we keep having this reoccurrence? It's almost like a loop. It's almost like a loop. It goes from this to this to this to this, and it's back to the initial point where it started.
You asked the question, are we even ready to tackle the issue of insecurity in the country? What do you think about that?
Like I said, I mean, it wouldn't take certain people in certain coffers of power, to make drastic, stringent moves. And those moves, come on. I mean, this is so realistic. Is Boko Haram located at a particular place?
Okay.
Are the insurgents, located at a particular place? We can infiltrate, we can go, we can search, we can track these people down. If we have the skills and expertise to go out there and do it, why can't we do it back here?
Okay. So in other words, we're not ready.
We are not, obviously. 95.1 FM, good evening.
Hello, Dave, my friend, good evening.
Good evening and welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right.
Yes, concerning the insecurity.
Concerning the move by the MPF to Somalia, for peacekeeping.
Yes. You see, my brother, even if they let them go and acquire the whole knowledge. The problem with the insecurity in this country is what is actually happening to Nigerian security actors is right inside the security authorities themselves. They are, the people that are sabotaging the effort of the security in this nation is right inside the security authorities themselves. This thing I'm telling you, mark today's date. If federal government do not look inward and fish out those infiltrators, those who are sabotaging the effort of other patriotic Nigerians who are out to defend this country, those that are sabotaging the effort, if they do not look inward and fish them out, if you like, recruit 1 million soldiers.
Okay.
Yes, if you would like, recruit 1 million soldiers, they will not solve the problem. They should look inward. The problem is right inside there. Those are the people. You can imagine the people that will come and engage the military and kill them. It will go to military facility and try to disorganize them. Don't you know that those people, they have known the inside and they know how to operate them? Yes, those are the people. They are there. That thing that made Brutai to tell you that it will take Nigeria more than 20 years before they will be able to get it. Brutai have seen a lot. I am just telling you the fact. It's right inside their military is responsible for, they are responsible to what is happening in Nigeria. I am telling you, my name is Bro Hyacinth. They are responsible. So that is where I want to let you know.
All right, thank you very much. I think we can take some text messages now, but still keep your calls coming in. 0817 951 or 0810 951 or send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages to the number 0701 933 9962. 95.1 FM, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Chief Bernard from Obosi.
Chief Bernard, you're welcome.
Yes, to fight insecurity in Nigeria will be difficult. Do you know why?
Why will it be difficult?
Yes. Do you know that if Issa Pantami have never make a statement before now, we wouldn't have known that somebody like Issa Pantami was supporting a terrorist group.
Go ahead.
Do you know how many terrorists, people that are supporting terrorist groups that are inside this present government now? We only know Issa Pantami because he had made a statement some time ago, but there are ones that have never made a statement that are still in the government. You know that before armed robber went to operate in any branch between, that police in that unit are aware. They will look to the other direction. They will not look to other side until armed robber will operate and go. Then that's when they will come and make one kind noise. So what is happening in Nigeria? The military are aware, the presidencies are aware, because people like Issa Pantami are plenty in the government, but they will not know. So that is why, okay, how did the Boko Haram get their supply of ammunition? How did the bandits get their supply of ammunition? Then for Nigerian army to get ammunition, they were crying. But Boko Haram are getting ammunition without crying. Nobody knows how they get ammunition. It was supplied by the same Nigerian people that are fighting the war. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have text messages?
The message bottom seems to be down.
All right. 0817 0000951 or 0810 951 0951. Send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages. All right, it's down, so we might not just be having. But before we go, what are your final thoughts? Realistically, are we seeing any possible end to this? I mean, the part of the police, we still see very huge negligence. I mean, the inability to stick to their job description of protecting lives and property. And yesterday I got some calls, that, while we're talking about these issues, some policemen are busy extorting money from civilians and, motorists at a particular place in River State. And with this kind of narrative, or with this kind of mentality or mindset, and then the general problems of insecurity, do we see Nigeria actually defeating this problem or coming to a place of stability anytime soon?
Yeah, the problem has always been addressing the problem the right way. The problem is not actually the problem, or not always the problem, but then addressing it the right way. If we say we're sending this, the NPF is doing this move to build momentum in these officers, 144. Definitely. What chances do we stand, or do we see, of having the kind of change we want to see in these people? Now, there is always this thing that comes that comes with our security agency, which you've actually mentioned.
Yeah.
But then we've not actually had a situation like this before, have we?
Where
the Nigerian police force sent some officials abroad.
No, it's often. It's not just the first time.
Okay, thank you. Now I was going somewhere. It's not the first time. Now, what results did we get from
the initial
moves? Did it impact the country in any way? Did it create any difference?
And why is it some selected few?
Some selected few.
I mean, if you're going to do this, if you're going to take them out to get professional knowledge and training, it doesn't have to be a selected few. It doesn't have to be a specific time, just one batch or just 1 year of service or trainings. It has to be often, and to some extent, it's not often enough. So
I really
it's a defeated idea already.
Yeah, I really do not see or can't tell the feasibility of this move, of seeing a change in the security service in the country. It's just going to be a repetition of all that
the
has
same
been
things
happening.
that
The
are
same
happening.
thing, exactly.
Let's just take one more call. 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you today?
I'm fine. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, Evangelist Chikuma Ukelabuchi from Ahuda West.
All right, you're welcome.
Calling from Ukobedi Peaceful Community.
All right, you're welcome. Go ahead.
No, I want to ask, where is our jet fighters that we are using to fight insurgencies? Where are they? Where is our soldiers that are going for peacekeeping in other countries? Are they all resigned? Or do we have any different soldiers now? We need to tell ourselves the truth. All those equipment they need to provide for those people. The budget is already there. So where are they keeping those budgets of these colleges? They have budgeted it, so I don't know. We need to do something about it.
All right.
And also during this coffee, how many states in the north that there was coffee? How many states they put coffee? As River State put coffee, how many states put coffee in the north? So these are the things.
Okay.
The people are saying state of emergency. How are they taking it seriously? To make the state of emergency work, are they taking it seriously, or are they just taking it as if people are just talking sick? So, if something that we stop something is good, I mean, the people that in the affair, they're supposed to do something that they will stop those things. It's not good. The enemy is stronger than the Nigerian soldiers. It's not good.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I think this is where we draw the curtains because of time. All right. I'm seeing your calls coming in, but we can't take any more. Okay, we can squeeze in more. One more call. 95.1 FM. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Dave Robert.
Good evening and you're welcome. You're the last caller for tonight.
Yes, George calling from Romeo Community in Odegi.
All right, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
For me, for peacekeeping, I don't think it's really necessary for me.
All right.
In my opinion, and I think that a lot of security challenges that Nigeria is facing, Nigeria even needs a lot of security from the foreign countries, from African countries. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Nigeria also need those security agencies to come and do the needful for them to at least we are facing a lot of security challenges. This is a situation in the north that people cannot sleep with their two eyes open. So for me, the federal government of the day should do the needful. I know why the United Nations or why the Americans are not really supporting Nigeria in fighting this insurgency is because of the human rights abuses that Nigerian government is doing to its citizens. That is why they just have to be as if they are not hearing anything concerning Nigeria. I think it is the right time for Mr. President and the security agencies from all ratification should do the needful for them to make sure that they protect Nigeria from any further attack. That is just my stake there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. George. And with that, we draw the curtains on the program tonight. Thank you so much, Gloria, for joining me on the show. I know it's really weighing you down, but do not allow it to weigh you down. And so also, I would like to pass this across to anyone listening right now. I know it's really tough. Sometimes you listen to these problems and it wants to get the best of you, but try as much as possible and not to allow it getting too deep. Okay, you think about Nigerian problems, you think about your personal problems, you end up in the hospital. All right.
I'm telling you.
So you need that sane space. You need your head to be clear. You need your mind to be clear. So you can progress and not drag yourself behind. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll do this again tomorrow, wherever you called in from. Lagos. Someone called from Lagos yesterday. By the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Thank you so much for every listener who tuned in and participated. We'll do this again tomorrow. My name is Dave Roberts. Do all to follow me on socials. Dave_Melford_Roberts on Instagram. David_Melford on Twitter. And on Facebook is David Melford Roberts. And for Gloria?
It's Gloria Kati for me. Kartwe. That's how you spell Kati.
I like the way you say Kati. What's that emphasis at the end?
Yeah, that's
it's Kati. Something
it's not Kati. It's Kati.
All right, the World News comes up right now. Have a wonderful evening. Stay tuned to your Premium Talk News and Sports Station, Today 95.1 FM.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique style.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Hello and good evening. This is the World News on your Premium Talk Radio. Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. I am Gloria Caribbean Tombre. River State and UJ promises to partner with Neighborhood Safety Agency on crime fighting. Federal government extends deadline for linking of SIM cards with national identity numbers. Presidency raises alarm over alleged plot to pass vote of no confidence on President Muhammadu Buhari. And on the foreign scene, rebels kill at least 30 people in eastern Burkina Faso. Those were the headlines. Now the details. The River State Neighborhood Safety Corps agency has promised never to relent until insecurity in the state has reduced to the barest minimum. The Director General of the agency, Mike Chukwuma, gave the assurance when he led some members of the agency on a courtesy visit to the state headquarters of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in Port Harcourt. Chukwuma said the aim of the visit was to present to the NUJ the court judgment in favor of the agency, to let the union know that the organization is backed by law.
You members of the press, you're not unaware of the fact that when we restarted, we were bamboozled by some people who were even insiders going to the press to attacking us. However, like I said, we are not starting from the backyard, starting from the open doors. My coming to the NUJ today is significant in many ways to me, because you are the voice that tells the public what happened. Our mandate is purely intelligence gathering. I want to make it clear. And sharing with security agencies, sharing with the communities, so that we contribute.
On his part, the River State chairman of the NUJ, Job Stanley, promised to partner with the agency in the fight against crime.
In some part of the country, especially where police stations have been attacked in Imo State and other areas, that is one of the reasons why the two edges of Moscow Road are blocked. But in doing that, we are not against that. In doing that, you have to also understand that there are those who have offices along the road. One of them is, of course, the NUG. I know how many times police officers have embarrassed our colleagues, including when they bring out ID card, that I'm a journalist, I'm going to NUG. They have also stopped me, the chairman.
Operatives of Anti-Cultism Unit of the River State Police Command are investigating 18 suspected hoodlums apprehended by members of the Rumagulu Security Peace and Advisory Committee in Ogbiako local government area of the state. Our correspondent gathered that the 18 suspected hoodlums, including a native doctor and a man identified to be a police officer, were apprehended by Ruspak in a forest in Rumagulu community around 2 a.m., where they were performing rituals. The leader of the Ruspak in Rumagulu, Henry Unyebuchi Amadi, who confirmed the incident to our correspondent, said their action was part of efforts to assist security agencies in ensuring full compliance with the curfew imposed by the River State Governor, Nyesom Wike.
On our routine patrol, we stumbled and noticed some group of persons inside the bush at Rumahalo community. And when we accosted them, we discovered that they were performing some sort of ritual, initiation and all that. So we decided to involve the police. When the police came, they were arrested and taken to anti-cultism unit in Rumahalo. There are about 18 of them, including a police officer deployed to special area police station, Rumokoro. And this we are doing is to complement the efforts and support the executive order of the governor in actualizing his dreams and aspirations to maintain peace and order in the states. I will continue to do our best as a group. We'll ensure that every avenue to fight crime and criminality, but we'll ensure that the governor's executive order must be obeyed.
The River State chapter of the Security and Surveillance Team of Petroleum Depots, Oil and Gas Association of Nigeria, has called for an end to illegal refining of crude oil and vandalism of critical national assets. The chairman of the group, Andy Ideozu, in a statement said that the call became necessary following the number of deaths recorded and the level of environmental destruction and degradation still being suffered across communities in the Niger Delta region. It also said the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps have graciously agreed with P-Dogman to eradicate all forms of petroleum crimes and vandalism of critical national assets. The statement further encouraged residents across communities in the Niger Delta to assist the team and security agencies with relevant information that will help end criminal activities. The Security and Exchange Commission has refuted claims that it endorses Ponzi schemes. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Priye Izogu, The head of investigation and enforcement in SEC, Susie Enebili, said some of these Ponzi schemes showed fake SEC registration number to the victims to lure them. She also revealed that the troubled MBA Forex has never been registered with the Security and Exchange Commission because they failed to meet the registration requirements, adding that they have been operating illegally.
The Securities and Exchange Commission did not endorse any scheme that has crashed in Nigeria today. I can tell you facts that any scheme who claimed to be registered with the SEC were lying. They went around showing people fake registration documents. We actually have these schemes listed on our website as Ponzi schemes. So now it is a situation of buyer beware. Like I said, it is a responsibility of every investor to do their due diligence on whether or not these schemes are actually registered as they claim to be. MBA Forex has never been registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. They tried to get registered with us, but failed to meet our registration requirements. As a matter of fact, the MBA Forex are one of those market operators who were operating illegally. MBA Forex has been on the SEC website for over a year, with a warning sounded to the general public to beware.
The federal government has again extended the ongoing National Identification Number and Subscriber Identity Model Integration exercise till June 30th. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, gave the directive in a statement jointly signed by the Director of Public Affairs at the Nigerian Communications Commission, Ikechukwu Akinde, and the Head of Corporate Communications at the National Identity Management Commission, Kayode Adegoke. The postponement of the deadline, according to the statement, was also based on the request by stakeholders for an extension in order to make it easier for all citizens and legal residents to register. The extension came 2 days before the May 6 deadline earlier announced by the federal government. According to the statement, 54 million Nigerians with an estimated 190 million mobile numbers have obtained their NIN. The presidency has raised an alarm over the plot by some disruptive elements to throw Nigeria into turmoil. Spokesman to the president, Femi Adesina, in a statement said, the aim of the disruptive elements is to create a situation whereby a vote of no confidence would be passed on President Muhammadu Buhari. Adesina recalled that the Department of State Services allotted on threatening moves by misguided elements to wreak havoc on the government, sovereignty and corporate existence of the country. The warning comes 2 days after the Department of State Services says it will begin a clampdown on agents of anarchy in various parts of the country. Meanwhile, the leader of Yoruba social political group, Afenifere, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, says President Muhammadu Buhari has lost control of the country's leadership, adding that nobody needs to pass a vote of no confidence in him before the whole world knows that he has failed Nigerians. The Afenifere leader stated this in reaction to claims by presidential spokesman Femi Adesina that disruptive elements were recruiting ethnic groups and politicians with the motive of convening conferences where a vote of no confidence will be passed on the president. Chief Adebanjo said the president already failed and there was no need for any group to gather anywhere to pass a vote of no confidence on him. He claimed that the Afenifere and all other groups in the south who are agitating for restructuring are the friends of Nigeria and the president. The Afenifere leader also described the 1999 constitution as a fraud, urging the president to, as a matter of urgency, return the country's constitution to the 1964 constitution agreed on by the founding fathers of Nigeria. The Senate has postponed its proposed meeting with service chiefs, the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, and the Inspector General of Police to Thursday. This was disclosed by the Senate President Ahmed Lawal at plenary.
Lawan said the security chiefs who were supposed to brief the Senate were engaged at the National Security Council meeting, which may extend till Wednesday. The Senate last Tuesday, after an exhaustive debate, resolved to invite the heads of the nation's armed forces and other security agencies over the deteriorating security situation in the country. It had also resolved that its leadership should meet with President Muhammad Buhari to seek ways of mitigating the security challenges ravaging the country. In the meantime, the chairman of Senate Committee on Army, Senator Ali Ndume, has raised an alarm about Boko Haram insurgents regrouping again in the northeastern state of Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. Ndume stated this after plenary while briefing newsmen about his bill seeking to establish a federal college of education, Gwoza, Borno State. The proposed legislation passed second reading on the floor of the Senate's body. He, however, said the resurgence of Boko Haram activities should not stop the establishment of more educational institutions in Borno South. Ndume said the area which he is representing at the National Assembly has no higher institution of learning despite its size and population. Meanwhile, the proposed institution, according to Ndume, was to bring quality change in education by focusing on teacher education through teaching and learning innovations. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has said it is not the responsibility of the federal government to prosecute suspected kidnappers and bandits. Mohammed said this at a media briefing in Abuja, stating that kidnapping and banditry were not federal offences. He was responding to statements by the opposition People's Democratic Party on the security challenges facing the country. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has asked the federal government to recall and mobilize all ex-soldiers who are willing to join the fight against insurgency. In a series of tweets earlier today, Abubakar said the security situation in the country keeps worsening and Nigerians are living in fear. He said no part of the country, including farms, markets, schools, homes, churches, mosques, is safe, noting that the same men and women of Nigeria's armed forces, whether serving or retired, who restored peace to other countries should be used to do same in their motherland. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. One of the abducted students of Greenfield University in Kaduna State has been released by the bandits. Although the police and government authorities are yet to confirm the development, the mother of the student, Lorita Atahiru, confirmed the release of her son to newsmen. She, however, refused to give details of how her son was released and whether a ransom was paid or not. Some of the parents, however, told newsmen that the student was released on Saturday after his mother, who is the wife of a retired army officer, negotiated and paid ransom to the bandits privately. The parents had earlier informed that the bandit had been negotiating with them individually, asking each of them to pay as high as 20 million before they eventually demanded a bulk of 100 million naira and 10 motorcycles on Monday, May 3. Meanwhile, parents of the abducted students of the College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, in Kaduna State today occupied the National Assembly complex, Abuja, in protest. The protesters, which include members of the Students' Union government of the institution, were lamenting over what they described as the negligence of the state and federal government in securing the release of the children. The publisher of Sahara Reporters, Omoyele Sore, and DG Adeyanju also joined the protesters.
The main entrance of the National Assembly was, however, manned by security agents who denied the protesters' entrance. The parents appealed to the government and Nigerians to come to their aid so that their children will be rescued alive from the hands of their abductors.
Information reaching to us show that there is no single security in the bush in search of our children. Instead of us getting an assurance from government, the state government, what we have is threats that we will be arrested if any of us negotiate with the bandits. And we made it clear to them that we are not afraid of their threat. We are not afraid of arrest because we have been arrested since on the...
On the foreign scene, at least 30 people had been killed by gunmen in eastern Burkina Faso as rebels burned down villagers' homes. The attack, which occurred in Kodial village in the Komandjari province, had some villagers being attacked as they tried to escape from their village. According to a government official, Lapidi Oba, who said rebel fighters surrounded the village and went house to house, setting fire to them and killing people, prayed for peace in the country. A resident who fled the attack said about 100 fighters entered the town on motorcycles and pickup trucks, adding that 4 of his brother's children were killed. The attack comes exactly 1 week after 2 Spanish journalists and an Irish conservationist were killed and a Burkina soldier went missing when their anti-poaching patrol was ambushed by rebels in the same region. Egypt has signed a contract with France to buy 30 Rafale fighter jets worth $4.5 billion. President Emmanuel Macron said in December he would not make the sale of weapons to Egypt conditional on a commitment to respect human rights because he did not want to weaken Cairo's ability to counter violence in the region. Egypt's defense ministry, which made this known, said the deal would be financed through a loan to be repaid in at least 10 years, but did not give details about the value of the deal or any other information. The deal would be a further boost for the Dassault made fighter jet after a $3.1 billion agreement was finalized in January for the sale of 18 Rafale jets to Greece. The Egyptian accord also reportedly covers contracts for missile manufacturer MBDA and equipment provider Safran Electronics, and defense, which are worth another $241 million. In sports, Jose Mourinho has been appointed Roma manager from the start of the 2021-2022 season. The 58-year-old will replace fellow Portuguese Paulo Fonseca, who Roma announced earlier would leave at the end of the current season. Mourinho was sacked as Tottenham Hotspur boss on 19 April and had said he would wait to be back in football following his dismissal. He had signed a 3-year deal with Roma, who are 7th in Serie A. Mourinho was dismissed after 17 months in charge of Spurs following a poor second half of the season in which they slipped from top of the table to outside the European places. This season, Mourinho suffered 10 league defeats in a single campaign for the first time in his managerial career. That is in the world news. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. Rivers NUJ has promised to partner with the Neighborhood Safety Agency on crime fighting. The federal government has again extended the deadline for the linking of SIM cards with the national identity numbers to June 30, 2021. We also told you that the presidency has raised an alarm over alleged plot to pass a vote of no confidence on President Muhammadu Buhari. And on the foreign scene, you heard that rebels have killed at least 30 people in eastern Burkina Faso. That was the news that's edited by Chinedu Iwuna. For comment and inquiries, please call 0818 389 2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget, please take responsibility. Wash your hands frequently with soap and running water. Avoid touching your face and high contact surfaces to prevent the spread of coronavirus. I am Gloria Caribe Tumbry. Good evening and many thanks for listening. The World News comes up next.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello. I'm actually looking for a place where I can do very good jingles.
Call this number.
What about a place where, like a comfortable place where I can record and produce my programs?
Call this number.
Sorry, this one is actually very important to me. I'm also looking for a good radio station where I can place my adverts. This one is actually very important to me.
This number.
Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
0818 389 2850. 0818 389 2850.
Good evening. This is Today 95.1 FM Pawtucket's The Voice of the People, and it is time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the wall today. I am Buchi Rafwa. In the headlines, dozens killed in eastern Burkina Faso attack. Egypt announces plan to buy Rafale fighter jets worth $4.5 billion from France. United States announces plan to resume stalled denuclearization talks. And Mexico metro overpass collapses, killing 20 and injuring dozens. Lebanon and Israel talks resume over disputed maritime border. Now the news in detail. At least 30 people have been killed by gunmen in eastern Burkina Faso as rebels burned down villagers' homes. The attack, which occurred in Kodiel village in the Komangiari province near the border with Niger, had some villagers being attacked as they tried to escape from the village, according to the government official Labidi Oba, who said rebel fighters surrounded the village and went house to house, setting fire to them and killing people. However, prayed for peace in the country. A resident, Mediampo Tandamba, who fled the attack, said about 100 fighters entered the town on motorcycles and picked up trucks, adding that 4 of his brother's children were killed. The attack comes exactly 1 week after 2 Spanish journalists and an Irish conservationist were killed, and a Burkina soldier went missing when their anti-poaching patrol was ambushed by rebels in the same region. Egypt has signed a contract with France to buy 30 Rafale fighter jets worth $4.5 billion. President Emmanuel Macron said in December he would not make the sale of weapons to Egypt conditional on a commitment to respect human rights because he did not want to weaken Cairo's ability to counter violence in the region. Egypt's defense ministry, which made this known, said the deal would be financed through a loan to be repaid over at least 10 years, but did not give details about the value of deal or any other information. Citing confidential documents, an agreement had been concluded at the end of April and could be sealed today if an Egyptian delegation arrives in Paris. This deal would be a further boost for the Dassault-made fighter jets after a $3.1 billion agreement was finalized in January for the sale of 18 Rafale jets to Greece. The Egyptian accord also reportedly covers contracts for missile manufacturer MBDA MBDA, and equipment providers Safran Electronics and Defense, which are worth another $241 million. Libya's top diplomats have called for the departure of foreign forces and machineries from the North African country as it heads towards elections later this year. The foreign minister of Libya's interim government, Najla Al-Mankush, made the appeal during a news conference with her Turkish counterpart, Mevlut Cavusoglu, in Tripoli. Al-Mankush urged Turkey to implement United Nations Security Council resolutions demanding the repatriation of more than 20,000 foreign fighters and machineries from Libya. Oil-rich Libya was plunged into chaos after a 2011 NATO-backed uprising toppled long-time dictator Muammar Gaddafi and split the country between a UN-supported government in Tripoli and rival authorities based in the country's east. Its side was backed by an array of local militias as well as regional and foreign powers. Forces loyal to military commander controlling eastern and southern parts of Libya, Khalifa Haftar, launched an offensive in April 2019 to try and capture Tripoli, supported by Egypt and the United Arab Emirates. The campaign collapsed after Turkey stepped up its military support of the United Nations-supported government with hundreds of troops and thousands of Syrian machineries. Away from Africa to the rest of the world, Europe is seeking a fast rollout of innovative projects across several countries that will help the region's fight against climate change and accelerate digital transformation. The European Union's regulatory arm is considering tools to boost cross-border initiatives in areas such as hydrogen, sustainable transport, 5G corridors, and blockchain. According to a draft industrial strategy, plans to join forces under the European Union Economic Recovery Package have already been signaled by a number of member states. The European Commission has made green and digital the two pillars of its recovery plan, aiming to strengthen its leadership in the global fight against climate change, boost innovative and reduce dependence on imports of critical materials. The bloc can help expedite big cross-border projects by simplifying permitting procedures, aiding research, and help drive private investment. Under its flagship multi-country battery project, more than a dozen countries were given the green light to give at least 6.1 billion euros in public aid to companies from Tesla Inc. to Bayerische Motorenwerk AG. In the United States, its Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that North Korea needs to decide whether it wants to engage diplomatically to find ways to achieve the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Talks aimed at persuading Pyongyang to surrender its nuclear weapons program have stalled since the collapse of a third summit between President Joe Biden's predecessor Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. North Korea had lashed out at the United States in a series of statements saying recent comments from Washington were proof of a hostile policy that required a corresponding response. The Biden administration announced its new North Korea policy last week following a lengthy review. China's UN ambassador Zhang Jun said he hoped the review placed more emphasis on dialogue instead of pressure. Complete denuclearization of North Korea remains the U.S. goal under the new policy, with the administration saying it would explore diplomacy but not seek what it called a grand bargain with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Biden's policy attempts to strike a middle ground between Trump's efforts and those of former President Barack Obama, who refused serious diplomatic engagement unless Pyongyang took steps to reduce tensions. A United States Pentagon official says small harassing attacks by the Taliban of Afghanistan have not had a significant impact on the ongoing U.S. and NATO troop withdrawal from the country. The statement from Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby came shortly after the U.S. officially began its troop withdrawal last Saturday. Kirby had announced on April 13 that all U.S. troops, which at the time numbered as many as 3,005, will leave Afghanistan by September 11. He said the U.S. military will maintain its ability to respond to the attacks throughout the pullout, noting that General Austin Miller, the U.S. commander in Afghanistan, has at his disposal response options to make sure that he protects the troops and citizens. 6 rockets fired towards Iraq's Balad air base base north of Baghdad have wounded a foreign contractor working for a U.S. company. 3 rockets initially fell in an area where Saliport, the contractor that maintained F-16 aircraft purchased by Iraq from the U.S., is located. An Iraqi security official said 3 other rockets were fired about 15 minutes later and fell near the base without hitting it. Pentagon spokesperson Commander Jessica McNulty said no U.S. or coalition troops were assigned to Balad, but noted that American contractors worked there. This will be the second attack targeting U.S. interests in less than 24 hours after 2 rockets had targeted an airbase at Baghdad airport housing U.S.-led coalition troops. Iraq has summoned Turkey's envoy in Baghdad to protest the visit by its defense chief to a military base in northern Iraq as Turkish troops continue a cross-border offensive against Kurdish fighters there. The Iraqi Foreign Ministry, who made this known in a statement, said it handed the Turkish charge d'affaires, which is a protest note over alleged violations of Iraqi sovereignty by Defense Minister Hulusi Akar's trip to the Turkish facility. According to the statement quoted by Turkey's state-run Anadolu news agency, the Turkish diplomat was told Baghdad categorically rejects the continuing violations of Iraqi sovereignty by the Turkish military forces. It further reported that Turkey told Iraq that its cross-border operations and bases are not a violation of Iraqi sovereignty but an effort to eradicate the rebel group. Turkey also stressed its respect for Iraqi sovereignty and territorial integrity, adding that their army regularly conducts cross-border incursions and air attacks against the rebel group. Emergency medical crews and firefighters have begun combing through wreckage looking for survivors after collapse of overpass in Mexico City. At least 20 people were killed and dozens injured in Mexico City when an overpass carrying metro train cars collapsed onto a road below. Rescue efforts for potential survivors were briefly paused on Monday night at the overpass of the metro's 12 line shortly after the accident. Mexico City Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum said a crane was being transported to the site to stabilize the train carriages so rescuers could resume their work, adding that 7 of the people transported to hospital were in grave condition and undergoing surgery. Violent protests have continued around Colombia as unions make more demands of the right-wing government of President Ivan Duque, following his withdrawal of a proposed tax reform that sparked widespread public anger. The government said the tax reform aimed to stabilize a country economically ravished by the coronavirus pandemic, but working and middle classes said that the plan favored the rich while placing more pressure on them. An array of new or expanded taxes on citizens and business owners and a reduction and elimination on many tax exemptions such as those on product sales angered many. Finance Minister Alberto Carrasquilla submitted his resignation on Monday evening after spending most of the day in meetings with Duque. He said while giving reasons for his resignation that these continuance in the government will complicate the quick and effective construction of the necessary consensus. Our UN Colombia, on the other hand, the United Nations Human Rights Office has expressed deep alarm over violence at the Colombian city of Cali, saying police opened fire on people taking part in days of protests against proposed tax changes. In comments made during a press briefing in Geneva, spokeswoman Maria Hurtado said the body was working to verify the exact number of casualties, but reports suggest that a number of people had been killed and wounded overnight in Cali. The UNHCR, who however expressed profound shock at the event, stressing that they are in solidarity with those who have lost their lives, as well as the injured and their families. Hurtado told reporters in Geneva that the situation remained volatile ahead of a mass demonstration called for Wednesday, but she called for calm, adding that the majority of the protesters have been peaceful. The United Kingdom and India have announced £1 billion UK of private sector investments and have committed to seeking a free trade deal. This was ahead of the virtual meeting between Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Indian leader Narendra Modi. The meeting replaces an in-person visit Johnson had planned to make last month to deepen cooperation as the UK seeks new trading partners after leaving the European Union. That visit was cancelled due to the surge in COVID-19 cases in India. Johnson, in a statement said every aspect of the UK-India relationships will make their people stronger and safer, adding that it will enhance trade partnership. The statement further stressed that they will lift export barriers on goods ranging from British apples to medical devices and take steps to open up India's legal services sector in the UK firms. He also reiterated that in the decade ahead, with the help of new partnership signed and a comprehensive free trade agreement, stressing that they will double the value of their trading partnership with India and take the relationship between the two countries to new heights. Lebanon and Israel have resumed U.S.-mediated talks regarding a dispute over their Mediterranean Sea border that has held up hydrocarbon exploration in the potentially gas-rich area. The talks between countries, still technically at war, kicked off at the UN base in the town of Nakura in southern Lebanon today. Recall that Lebanon and Israel took part in indirect talks to discuss a demarcation last year, but they stalled after Lebanon demanded a larger area, including part of the Karish gas field, where Israel has given exploration rights to a Greek firm. The talks last year were supposed to discuss a Lebanese demand for 860 square kilometers of territory in the disputed maritime area, according to a map sent to the United Nations in 2011. However, Lebanon then said the map was based on erroneous calculations and demanded 1,430 square kilometers more for the south, including part of Karish. According to a source from the Lebanese presidency, the discussion will start from where they left it off. And that story from Lebanon concludes the 9th edition of The World Today. Is produced by Sandra Kenneth of the News Department. But before we go, here is a summary of the major stories that made the headlines. We told you that dozens have been killed in eastern Burkina Faso attack. You heard that Egypt has announced plans to buy Rafale fighter jets worth $4.5 billion from France. And also that United States has announced plans to resume store denuclearization talks. Mexico Metro overpass has collapsed, killing 20 and injuring dozens. And finally, that Lebanon and Israel talks has resumed over disputed maritime border. Till same time tomorrow, do have a lovely evening. I am Buchi Rafwa. Thank you for listening.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.